Alright, testing. 1, 2, 3. Hey, it saved it this time. We're good. Hello. Hey guys. Oh god, that's way too high. There you go. Welcome guys. So I don't usually talk unless I'm on stream, guys. So sometimes when I first start streaming and or start recording, my voice is like just cooked. So sometimes when I come and join you guys here, I have to like spend a little bit readjusting my voice because when I first wake up or something, it'll either be really low or really high. And I can never guess which one it's going to be until after I start speaking. And I really wish I'd start making the habit of like getting used to just doing vocal exercises before streams, but nah. See that's too much planning. Oh, hey guys. Yes, I do have Miminji. I used to play quite a bit of Miminji. Ages ago. It was a long time though. I used to play on a PC, by the way, Rick, that couldn't run the base game on its own with more than 15 FPS with like 2 cars. It was an old ass rig running like 512 megabytes of VRAM. I don't even know if I was running DDR3. I think it was 4 gigs of RAM, 512 megabytes of VRAM, and I was running a CPU that's so old it doesn't even like show up on the registries anymore. Yeah. Is old. I actually have it right next to me. Well, it's like a foot away from me, but yes, I still have it. I was gonna go, I was gonna go through and like mess around with it and turn that into a server, and then unfortunately, the components on the inside of the PC are like riveted into the actual case because it was designed for like a workstation and whatnot, like ages ago. We're talking like a 2003 workstation, if not 2004. So like we're talking like old. But as a counterpoint to that, at least it's secure. At least it's secure. The GPU that's inside of it though, by the way, is so old that it had SLI. It has the SLI component in it, so you could actually like connect them via SLI if you wanted to, if you had 2 of them. It did have a second GPU, but that second GPU was torn out of another PC and put into there. I don't know why there was 2 GPUs in there because you can't do, back in the day, the only dual GPU computing that you could do was SLI, but one of the GPUs didn't have SLI compatibility, so I don't know why there was 2 of them. Unless my dad was using a program that could actually go through and do it? No, actually it genuinely does. No joke? The GPU that I was using was from 1997, 1998? Around there. It was old as shit. It's so old, by the way, it didn't even have a fan. It was passive cooled. You know how little force that would take? Like, do you have any idea how like little that would take to go through and actually like do like SLI for it? Like, it's nutty. Or sorry, not like just to have passive cooling instead of actual like proper like GPU cooling and stuff. It's nutty. Actually crazy. The one that has a gig of VRAM though does actually have a fan on it. It's just that the other one just does not, which is little funny things that I've discovered a while back. Hello, hey Squeef. Hey guys. I do plan on running the some of the weeklies and stuff like really quick just to get them out of the way. Because I do want to just get these weeklies like done and over with, or at least specifically not my Geyer. No, we need Titania. What the fuck am I doing with my Geyer? No, what we want is Titania, because she can go and one tap the fucking, or not one tap, but one tick the you know, we're just gonna call it one cycle. They can one cycle the boss, which is great. It's fantastic. Even though Warframe doesn't technically have the cycling system, but we're just gonna go with it because it goes with the same amount of time. Mostly just want to get rid of this right away just so I can have another Archon shard in my inventory. Because I'm gonna be real with you guys, not having like any decent amounts of Archon shards hurts. I feel broke. I feel wrong. Also, you guys never answered me, by the way. Can you actually go through and is it possible to go through and trade Archon shards? Because if it's possible, I might just start buying Archon shards off of other people. Or at least as much as I can, per se. Because like it would be nice to be able to go through and actually start buying Archon shards and stuff off of other players and stuff if I can. Granted, I don't think you can, but yeah. Fish is broken. What the fuck? I restarted my PC before stream specifically to go get that working. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. You know what we're gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to go through and make my own version of the fish thing just so it's more reliable. Jesus Christ. I swear to God, one of these days I'm gonna actually throw hands with the universe. Yeah, just engage the thingy. Thank you. Oh, we don't need to go up there. Haha. Aha! Burn! Oh, yeah, I don't think the fish is working. Also, yeah, unfortunately, I think the fish is just borked. Why is the fish so borked? Hold on, let me go see if I can fix that. I'm gonna go and fix the fish at some point. Can confirm broken. Hold up. We're gonna double check this just in case, because it could also just be a you guys skill issue. Nope, it's not a skill issue on your part. All right, what the fuck do you want? Thingy. Oh. Well, that would be why it's broken. It's disconnected. Yes, that would cause the issue. Yep, that would cause the issue. There you go, it should work now. It should be functioning, hopefully, I think. Fish? Fish. Yes, the fish has returned. Okay, so it's not broken, it's just that it decided to, like, disconnect for some reason. Yes, Rick. Homie, have you not seen my Discord? Oh my god, dude. Look at my Discord, my guy. It's right there. It's been there this entire time. It's not like it's a secret or anything. Mostly a meme. But yeah, it's not like it's a secret. Jesus Christ. Alright, we're good. We're chilling. We're having a great time. Oh, by the way, guys, I found out that, like, I absolutely require to have my, like, medication for me to be able to function, like, at all. I got up this morning because I had to, for my blood work and stuff that I had to do today, I had to go through and get, I had to go not take my medication for about, like, at the scheduled time. So I had to go through and get my blood work done before I took all of my meds and stuff. And when I was headed over to the, blood work place to go get the stuff done and everything, I ran into a situation where, like, I couldn't balance myself. I wasn't walking straight. I had to close one of my eyes because I was, like, passing out as I was walking to like the place. It was bad. Yeah, learning lessons of, yes, I do require my medication to function during the day. Oh, this is great. It's fantastic. Oh my god. Da, da, da. Yeah, pretty much. No, but well, see, the thing is that I wasn't mentally impaired at all. It was just physically impaired, which is the annoying part. It's a good thing I do have, like, trains and stuff that I can just take and whatnot, so it's fine. But yeah, it's just, yeah, that's how it goes. Oh, it's crazy. It's fine though. But things that we shall learn. So yeah, if I'm ever, like, uber tired or, like, uber out of it, on stream, it's probably because I forgot to take my meds and just yell at me. Yeah, it feels so weird being out of my family's farm when no one's here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, you know, one of the weirdest experience I think I've ever had is, like, being on farms and whatnot. Being in the center of an arena for, like, horses and stuff, a horse arena, raking the arenas and stuff, because it's dead silent. The sand that they use for the inside of horse arenas and stuff is, like, a really, really good sound insulator. So when you go through and start, like, raking the inside of the arenas and stuff for horses and whatnot, you end up running into a situation where there's no echo. It's just silent. It's so cool, but also being there alone is terrifying, just slightly. Because brain does not like it when it's silent. It does not like it at all. It's a good thing I had a 4x4 though. They let us, when I was doing the raking and stuff, they had us go through and use, like, or I guess they had me, since I was the only person actually working on the farm. Or the only person working at the stables for the most part. They had me going through and taking, like, a 4x4 and just, like, ripping donuts around the stadium and, like, the place, just to go through and, like, tear apart the sand and then go and rake it afterwards, because they had a purpose-built rake that was designed for their for a 4x4, so you can go through and just, like, flatten out the area and get all the rocks out of the sand and whatnot, the horses and stuff. It was great, but also it's a lot of fun to rip around in a 4x4. Unfortunately, I couldn't go too far because I couldn't go too hard with it because the horses were, like, connected. So for those who don't know, a lot of stables will have a pseudo arena. They'll have 3 different types of arenas. They'll have an indoor, outdoor, and a mix between the two arena. Usually the mixes are a lot more rare, but they'll almost always have an indoor and outdoor arenas, since they're pretty easy to set up for the outdoor at least. The indoor costs a bit, but they're going to be able to do usually, considering the fact that horses cost a shit ton of money, so it wouldn't be surprised if they actually do actually have like a proper place for them to do indoor arena stuff. But the arenas themselves are usually connected directly to the barn or the stables themselves. So if you're ever like making a lot of noise or otherwise, the horses that are inside the stables can actually hear everything you do. And they're usually only like a couple feet away from the actual arena itself. Oh, the stables itself is usually only a couple, like it's directly connected kind of thing. So you just need to be a little careful when you're going and doing like a lot of like stuff with like heavy machinery or anything that's powered and everything like that, just so you don't like end up freaking out the horses. Granted, I got really lucky. The stables that like the multiple stables that I had worked at in the past, they all had like really well trained horses, like extremely well trained horses. Granted, most of the horses that I was working with were show horses. Show horses and mostly just like stuff meant for like going around and like doing hiking and stuff with them. They weren't like working horses or anything else like that. That's why I say that they're like really well trained. And I can say this for certain because I had been stepped on by the horses more than a few times, and never once had I broken a bone from a horse stepping on me. So like we're good. Don't need to worry that way. That's great. They're so gentle though. I fucking love them. They're so good. Granted, they have personalities, and if you guys know anything about horses and their personalities, they like to be a little special at times. They all have their individual special quirks. Every single one of them. It's an interesting situation. Gold ship? What's that? Rick, I don't know what that is. I'm sorry to say. I know more about actual horses than I do like horse. I feel like is that Uzamuzume? Because I know very little about Uzamuzume and stuff. Yeah, okay, yeah, I know very little about it. But the jokes that they make in like about that in like usually like horse games and stuff, it's not an understatement. Actually, there is no way that you can overstate just how special some horses act. It's wild. But they are very much all aware of their weight, every single one of them. It's why if you're ever like next to a horse or like taking care of them and whatnot, they will actually actively like reduce the amount of strength that they use, just specifically not to hurt you. Because if they want you out of the way, they'll just like nudge you with their head, or they'll just like nudge you with their butt or something. That's great. They're super gentle for the most part. Now, say if you go through and mistreat a horse, you kind of deserve it at that point, homie. Because it's real hard to mistreat a horse. Like we're talking like really hard. Like you gotta do some shit to like actually fuck up that more than a few times. Game and enemy use the exact phrase that the real horse said. Oh, that's cool. That's nice. Yeah, that's cute. I know almost nothing about the game / anime and whatnot. I just know that it's a thing that exists. Not true. I did play them for a bit. But yeah. Me when a horse get well, tactical. That's when you either go to the hospital or somebody starts digging a grave for you. It's one of the two, and usually the latter. Horses, especially if they're like fully grown horses, will actually like completely like disintegrate. Just bones, completely. I had one of the owners of one of the stables that I worked at. They got kicked by a horse in the back of their neck, and their entire neck, like, was shattered. Like every bone in their neck was gone, effectively, and 3 of their vertebrae were just disintegrated. They couldn't get any like actual like functioning amount of their like they had to go through and reconstruct their vertebrae through other means because there was just none of it left. They couldn't reconstruct it just because of how like disintegrated it actually was. That's why like it's one of those ones where like if you do get kicked by a horse, only time in history I'll say this, but you better start praying, because holy crap, you're either gonna die or yeah, you're just not gonna have a good time. Because they can take your life in very little effort. It's actually kind of terrifying. I had a cousin get his chest caved in by a horse. Yeah, no, that probably wasn't even the horse using full strength either. Like our bones as humans are very, very weak comparatively to a hoof of an animal that can kick through walls. Like I've seen a horse actively kick their way through a near complete steel wall before. Like they will make their opinions known about certain things, and if they don't like another horse being next to them in their stalls, they will make it known. And if they have to destroy the entire barn to do it, they will, without any hesitation. Like, it's hard to piss them off, but if you do, yes. There's a reason why they're called gentle giants. Because, you know, always fear the one that's always gentle. I have a friend who was forced who knew someone that got kicked in their side. And it broke 8 ribs in total 40. Yeah, it's not surprising. Wait, I have an idea. Well, yeah. Well, you gotta remember the horses that they used during wartime were a little bit different than the horses that we have nowadays. So, well, not entirely. So, the horses that you see that are considered to be more work horses, those would be closer to the horses that they used during wartime. They did have show horses and horses that were meant for like running and doing like tricks and whatnot, but those were more meant as like stage horses and more so meant as like performance horses. They weren't meant as like anything like wartime or otherwise. Wartime horses now, on the other hand, are scary. What is this? Because I don't know if you guys have seen this, but you see these guys right here? These are workhorses. For the record, when I stand next to these fuckers, because I've stand next to a couple of these before, because we still to this day in Canada use them for quite a few different things, my height only gets to about here. I'm 169 centimeters tall, or as we like to say, 5'6". I'm above average height, and like I only reach about halfway to a little bit above halfway on their like up one of their legs kind of thing in terms of actual height. Those fuckers are huge. But it's also the reason like they're meant for that. They were bred specifically for doing that kind of work. We actually use them primarily for logging and stuff. I only recently found this out though, because they actually work better for logging than any kind of machinery that we have here in Canada. Just for getting into like the further out areas and stuff. They're also a lot easier to take care of because, you know, they can just graze the grass and have a great time just grazing the grass. It's great. Super easy to take care of, and relatively speaking have usually a pretty good temperament, so you don't really necessarily have to worry about too much. So you know the jokes about like how we always like hear about like how horses are like super easy to kill and they'll just die to anything. Too much grass they die, too little grass they die, too much walking they die, you know, the jokes. You know, whole shebang. Workhorses are a little bit different. They're a lot more resilient, so they don't actually die as easily. Those jokes are mostly just meant for racing horses and show horses. The difference between the two, I'd rather you guys look it up because I actually don't know the difference. I just know that they're two different types of horses. Because like, I just know that they're two different types of horses. I've never actually gone into detail of like knowing what the differences are between the two. Because my only job was actually taking care of them, not caring about what they were doing. But yes, outside of that, besides the point, when it comes down to it though, they're pretty chill, relatively chill. I do a lot of deep forest logging. I've seen usually next best alternative is that they actually helicopter, but that's a little pricey. Yeah, helicoptering stuff is no. Yeah, that's one of those ones where like if they have to helicopter stuff, that's like that's an operation where they know they're going to be making millions out of, because helicopters in themselves cost so much to maintain. Like relatively speaking, they might not cost as much to maintain as some other hardware and like other machinery and stuff, but it is one of those ones where like they would actually have to like seriously consider other alternatives first before they start going through and using helicopters and whatnot. Especially if they're going to be going out like in the middle of nowhere, because as much as like helicopters are nice and stuff for like what they do, they actually don't have that much fuel mileage, ultimately speaking. Like there are some that do have like really, really good fuel mileage, but the ones that you'd be using for that kind of like work and whatnot does not, unfortunately. You tend to run into a situation where like it's just pain, like if the horses to pull the log. Yeah, no, it's one of the, yeah, God, it's bad. is better. It's improving in terms of, well, yeah, of course it is. It's just that it's one of those ones where unless you're like using like specifically a military aircraft, it won't have the best mileage. And even then, military aircraft aren't, they're not great for that. Yeah, well, I'm saying fuel mileage in terms of like an actual aircraft, which I'm gonna be real with you guys. Trying to compare a helicopter to like actual like other stuff isn't gonna work out. You'd have to compare like helicopter to helicopters and stuff like that. Oh, though. I didn't realize you could do this. It's cool. New stuff. Alright, there you go. We're going back. Sorry, jet turbine is... Oh, well, no, jet turbines are used in multiple different kind of like vehicles and whatnot. The reason why I was mentioning the fuel mileage between aircraft and helicopters is because helicopters can't glide. Well, they can, but it's not like actual gliding per se. It's more of a, that's an emergency failsafe if they ever like fall out of the sky and stuff. If you're going to be looking at like specifically going through and taking a look at like the other stuffs, yeah, no, it wouldn't be that. Ooh, Richard, let's go. Granted, it comes down to what you're wanting to do and whatnot. Because like, for example, I don't know if you guys know about this, but the Soviets, before the Soviet, like the USSR collapsed, were designing a triple helicopter, a tri-pedal or tri-engine helicopter. Basically what it was is that they had 3 helicopters that they had worked together to be able to be connected into one thing, specifically so that it had enough lift to be able to pick up like large equipment and stuff. They only ended up ever designing them. They never actually finished making them, as a lot of the stuff in the USSR ended up happening with, where they ended up going through and taking a look at developing a crap ton of stuff, and they wanted to develop it so that they could move machinery and or military vehicles up into the more remote areas of like the Russia and or like the every areas that they needed to go and like move them into. It's unfortunate that they never actually finished it, but the absolute gas mileage on that must have been horrendous. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, holy shit, having 3 separate turbines on a single helicopter must have been insane. What are you said? What? Rick, yeah, this is a very good deal. Yes, I'd like to introduce you to... Error, sorry, this does not exist for you. Can you just send me a screenshot of what you were trying to send me, Rick? So I can actually help you out with that. MI32. Found it, the MI30. Oh, is it actually the, is that what it's called? MI32? Yeah, this guy, this fucker. Yeah, these fuckers, yeah. No, so a lot of people tend to like have this thing where the USSR, Russia, and like all that kind of stuff is mainly Soviet stuff. Yes, Soviet hardware and engineering wasn't the best when it came to the majority of what they were doing. Now, they did actually have extremely efficient engineers when it came to both aircraft, tank engineering, and different like machinery and stuff. It's just that a lot of the stuff that we tend to see is mostly just the stuff that the media tends to focus more on. And unfortunately, it means that the USSR has oftentimes painted it in a terrible light in terms of like what their engineers could actually do. USA propaganda, go burr, FBI, CIA, and whatever the fuck the rest of that is. Fair enough, I get it. But a lot of it comes down to being a bit of a misrepresentation of what it actually was, because a lot of the stuff that they could actually do was kind of surprising. Granted, a lot of the shit they did have was terrible, due to a lot of civil wars and infighting and like everything else like that, not actually having proper developments and or factories to develop stuff. But they did a lot of weird shit. But what country hasn't, basically? Granted, they tend to take that, done a lot of weird shit to a whole other level. Not as insane as China, but still kind of insane. Because they didn't have the, they didn't have to worry about people actively, like, in their government actively fighting against them, I guess, because they weren't running it was never, the USSR and stuff was never like a democracy. It was always like either a dictatorship or an oligarchy or something similar to that, where they didn't have to worry about making votes or decisions in a group or like anything else like that. They would always just go through and make those decisions right off the bat. Jet trains. Okay, to be fair, for what we have nowadays, jet trains are like, meh. I wouldn't be surprised. Also, does anybody want to join me for some relic farming and stuff? I'm gonna do some void cascade and stuff. So if anybody wants to join me for it, feel free. Yeah, that's actually a really good deal. Actually, hold on. Ah, crap, I can't look at the stats on that. Okay, so That would be a really good deal if you can get 3 of them. So the reason why I'm saying get 3 of them is because if you can get 3 of them, this is going to cost you a lot of money, by the way, and I don't know if you can do this, but if you can, or just 1 of them, or 2 of them, is what you want to do is you want to go through and either set them up in a RAID Z1 setup, or you want to run them in a ZDev with 2 of them, so that if one of them fails, your hard drive and all the stuff that's on it is still safe. Kind of similar to what I have, actually. So here, hold on. Just ignore the fact that I'm about to, like, this is not a flex, guys. This is actually really annoying to take care of. No, trueness. This is not a flex. Just keep in mind, I'm doing this for educational purposes. So when you're going to go through and take a look at your actual storage and whatnot, I have mine set up in a RAID Z1. So that say like one of these 4 drives fails, I have time to go through and replace all of them. It's a bundle of 6? That's too good to be true. Yeah, there has to be something wrong with those, there has to be something wrong with those drives. Like, straight up, there has to be something wrong. For the record, guys, if you guys don't, here, I'm gonna show everybody here, and everybody's gonna say yes, it's the same thing. Rick found a deal for 24 terabyte, 6 Toshiba, oh, that's why it's 4 terabytes, or 24 terabytes, it's 4 terabytes each. Actually, crap, it's SAS. Oh, that's why. No, it's SAS. Okay, do you have a SAS controller? Rick, do you have a SAS controller? Because if you don't have a SAS controller, you won't be able to use these. So there's 2 different kinds of controllers. Yeah, that's why. I didn't see it was a pack of 6 of 4 terabytes. No, it's just completely normal. But what you're gonna need is a SAS controller. Because SATA controllers are not configurable with SAS controllers, but SAS controllers are cross-compatible with SATA controllers. Don't ask me why. I don't know the reason. It's just how that works. But like when you're gonna go through and take a look at this, there is a lot of yeah. So what you want to do is that you're gonna want to run that in a RAID Z1 setup then. The reason being is so that you have 1 failure. Actually, how important? So Rick, how important is the drives that you're gonna be running this on? Because if it's like super important, what you'd probably do is run it on RAID Z2, just so you have 2 drives of failure, and then you still have your other 4 drives that can store information and stuff. Because depending on how important this is, you might want to have the extra layer of failure. Maybe, I'm not sure what you're looking for entirely. Granted, hard drive failure specifically is actually really rare. Even if you buy the hard drive secondhand, it is like uber rare to find. But I would monitor them since they are secondhand, just in case there are issues and whatnot, if you can. Yeah, I'd rather, yeah, talk to your dad about it before you buy it, but make sure that you actually go through and have it, like, taken care of. And if you are going to be using it for storage and backups and whatnot, run it in some RAID setup. Some level of RAID. It doesn't matter what kind of RAID, just some level of RAID. Just so you have, like, some kind of like backup or defense against it failing on you, because like, oh my god. If you have multiple drives and stuff, just run a RAID setup, man. It's so much easier. Well, there's other setups you can run, of course, but the one that I know best is RAID, because it's what I've been using for like the last 1.5 years, which tends to work the best for what I do personally. Because like all of my VODs, all of my background work, all of my artworks, all my 3D models, animations, all the websites, everything is backed up onto that, onto those hardwares, onto that hardware and stuff. Inside of backup server that I have running inside of this right here. So I have a backup server running inside of this, and I have everything being saved into here somewhere. Wherever the fuck, yeah, there you are, right here. I have it all being saved right here. Just so we can have all of our websites and stuff backed up and saved. And so I don't lose them and whatnot. Because honestly, if you guys are going to do like any kind of like professional work in terms of like actual like content creation, commissions, or other things like that, making sure that you have some way of backing up those files and everything is going to be pivotal for making sure that everything works properly. I have 2 sources of everything that I have. I don't have an offsite backup just because the offsite backup would cost me a lot of money and I don't have that kind of money right now. But in the future, I do actually plan on having an onsite, offsite, and or 2 onsite backups and 1 offsite backup, because that is the tried and true method that every single person that does tech recommends doing in terms of like actual backup stuff. Now, only do it if you have the money for it, because otherwise, like, even just having 1 backup server and or backup storage location just for in general is like nuts for most people. External HDD, I checked 2 of them, but they do not connect every time. USB, but I checked them with software and it says it's good, but yeah, I hate external HDD. Oh yeah, external HDDs. So those are good for more moving things. So if you're going to be looking at like going through and doing like any kind of like actual movement of files from one location to another, and you want to be able to do it from like, and you can't directly have both locations connected through Ethernet, it's better for you to go through and move all the information from one source onto another that you can just move with you and then get to the other location and throw everything onto it. Hey Farah, thank you. Really appreciate it for the raid. Welcome guys. Welcome. How you guys been doing? What kind of chaos you guys been causing? Yes, external SSDs are good, but not everybody can afford them though, Kelshi. HDDs are much better for the size that you can get, and they're a lot cheaper for the amount of size. And if you don't mind waiting the time, then it's okay. Because SSDs are only really good if you're going to go for speed. Well, no, I'm talking more in terms of like, if we're talking about like moving 20 to 30, sometimes upwards of 40 terabytes of storage, like what I have to do sometimes is moving 30 terabytes of storage. And I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. Buying a 30 terabyte external SSD would cost me my entire year's GDP. Due to mechanical functions prone to breaking. Oh, yeah, well, yeah. HDDs aren't recommended for that, but specifically speaking, if you're not moving anything critical, you should be fine. And it's not like they're gonna, if it's like a new thing, you don't have to worry about it. Because as long as you don't move the HDD when it's like running, you should be okay. Does anybody else want to join for this cascade, or are we good? Actually, hold on. Let me go ping Matrix real quick, see if he wants to join for this. Because if Matrix wants to join for this, we might as well make sure that he's here. Matrix, running cascade. Would you like to join? It's non-steel path. Arbitrations. We actually have a really good... Oh, fuck. We have a really good arbitration coming up in... Oh, actually, we're getting 2 good arbitrations back to back. Okay, so... we have 2 things going. Yeah, okay. We have 2 decent arbitrations coming in. We have a dark sector defense that's going to be the next one, and then an interception after that. Granted, the interception is on Rhea, so it's not like as insane as the other one we've done, but it would be actually pretty good to do. Then we're gonna get back-to-back survivals, and it's just not worth doing after that. What? Oh no, you can tie your accounts together, Tactical. You can migrate your account from console to PC, and or you can just connect the 2, so you can load it on console or PC whenever you want to. Ayo, hey Demonic. Welcome. welcome. Yeah, they went through and did this as an update like a year and a half ago. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was like a year and a half to 2 years ago, right guys? That you could like connect your accounts between the 2, I think. Having trouble deciding who I should bring. We're gonna be going into a mission where it genuinely does not matter what you bring. If Matrix takes part in this, well, actually you've got Vader and me here, so literally bring anything you want. You could bring your operator and still do just fine. Can't download via Xbox, so migrate that to PC. Yeah, no, you just have to download your game. So I have my Steam, I have Warframe downloaded through Steam, so that's what I use personally. But what you can do is you can literally just like connect to your console and PC accounts together, and then you can just load on either one. Hey Draco! Whichever one you want to. You're gonna bring your Banshee? Now, how to do it? I have no fucking idea because I've never done it before. I just know it's something that you can do if you want to. There you go. Let's go crack some relics. Also, if there's any parts that you guys want, just let me know and I'll just start seeing if I can crack them. I have a little note thing on the side here that I can just start writing down notes for what you guys might be wanting and stuff. I have zero use for prime parts, by the way. Like, at all. So if y'all want, like, some prime parts and stuff, just let me know, because I got nothing. Yeah, but didn't you say that you didn't want me to grind it out? Or you didn't want anybody else to grind it out? So I didn't grind out the grinder no optics, because you were talking about it last night and saying that you wanted to grind it out yourself. Unless, do you want me to go through and... Oh, do you want me to, like, activate the relic that way? Just ask me before I jump. Sounds good. No, I did not want it. Okay, got you. Alright, sounds good. Gonna steal my info. No, Vader is fine. Tactical, you'll be fine. It will not steal your info. Here, I can open it up for you. It's the official Warframe website. It'll actually go through and show you all the Q&A for stuff for the cross-platform, but you can also just connect your accounts. See? It's the official website. You're A-okay. The only people that can post links here, by the way, Tactical, are the people that I know that aren't going to try and cause problems. Outside of, like, a couple peeps who like to go through and do a bit of trolling, but it's not, like, actual, like, dangerous kind of trolling. Cough, cough, looking at you, Arch. Spinos, you're the one person we have, like, a DEFCON, like, 9 billion for. Like, we actively have to watch you the same way that fucking the Grinch had to watch the Who's. Okay? Jesus Christ, man. Nah, sorry. Sorry. Hold on. It'd be more accurate to say it'd be like we watch you the same way that an FBI agent watches like the average person playing games. Just like actively like just watching, staring, making sure that you're not going to cause problems. Even you have a danger level. If anybody does, it would be you. DEFCON 9 billion, world peace levels of DEFCON. Well, sorry. I know that DEFCON's meant to be like a thing of like where the lower the number, the more serious it is. But I just like doing it the opposite because it sounds cooler. I know the metrics between how DEFCON works and stuff. It's just that it sounds cooler if I don't do it that way and it's reverse. That's all it is. Because it's meant for mostly just for submarines and stuff, right? If I'm not mistaken, like the actual like DEFCON and whatnot. Yeah, case in point. It's like how reverse grip looks cool as shit, but is absolutely useless when it comes to actual swordplay. Well, done in anime specifically. In the real world, reverse grip just looks stupid. Wait, Rick, you're a part of staff. Why the fuck would you have a DEFCON number, bro? You're a part of staff. If you had a DEFCON number, I'd be like, you'd be out of staff. I'd be removing you from staff. No. There you go. Hold on. Where's our, okay, hold on. I need to get this thing going. Oh, by the way, Vader, I got my, operator set up so now I can actually one-tap level cap, Thrax. It's great. I can 100% go through and one-tap level cap tracks. We're not going to go to level cap here specifically, but hey, it's cool. Because I didn't bring my level cap build. I didn't think I'd need it. Who marked this? What? Oh, it's somebody else. It's people's. Explanation DEFCON system, it'd be... Well, no. It's, from what I understand, a TLDR, it's mostly meant for, submarines, but it can be used for other stuff. And that's the easiest way to explain it. We don't need, like, a massive, like, explanation for it or anything like that. It's just what it is. I know that there's a lot more nuance to it, but the majority of people won't need the, like... Actually, the vast majority of, like, 98% of peoples will not need a, explanation for what it is past that. Because it's a thingy. You can usually figure out most of it based on context anyway, so it's fine. The context of what it does best. Meow. Oh man, or oh, that's right, we don't have a mod drop transbooster. Shit. We need fucking mod drop transboosters. That's unfortunate. Whatever, I'll just grab this then. Also, I'm gonna burn through all of my I'm gonna be burning through all of my tier 3 relics right now, and then we'll start doing like more specific relics afterwards. It's just that I want to get through all of these that I've gotten through ESO and stuff, because I don't know what to do with them. They're just kind of there in my inventory. Like, what do I even do with these? other than crack them. I'm kind of stuck. Are you throwing fish at me? Also, I completely forgot to fix. Okay, that is on me. I did actually forget that one though. That one was a mistake on my part. I did forget that one. Oh, by the way, the amount of focus that we're gonna get out of this is gonna be absolutely fucking fantastic in the sense of like we're just gonna be chilling with an insane amount of focus. I do need to finish off. I do need to finish off my Madurai tree, and I need to finish off all the other ones as well. It's just that finishing off all of my Madurai and other stuff is gonna take like a while. There you go. Mainly just because Madurai is gonna take a hot minute. I don't want to have to go through. No, we gotta go do Eidolon hunting after this. Crap. Yeah, we gotta go do Eidolon hunting. Damn it. It's gonna be pain because you guys reminded me the other day when we were streaming and whatnot that we had to go through and actually get all of our Eidolon hunting done, specifically for going through and taking care of getting all of the resources needed for getting all like the level ups and stuff for our different trees. And unfortunately, I haven't finished off all of them yet, so I am gonna have to go through and grab all of my stuffers. Did I bring my fucking Auxilius? I brought my Auxilius. That's awkward. Whoops. Yeah, hey, so I might have fucked up just a little bit. We might have to leave here pretty quick so I can go grab my my fucking, my cat, because I don't have my cat. It's fine though, we still have like a crap ton of time for it to not run out and stuff, so it's fine there. It's just gonna be slightly annoying otherwise. Actually, I don't even need my cat, actually. Speaking of which, the only drops I care about here are the arcanes, and outside of that, doesn't matter to me. Yeah, actually, the arcanes are the only thing I really care about. Yeah, so, but yeah, I don't need any of the resources or anything like that. I'm cool. I can just leave my Auxilius. Yeah, so the resources that you can get out of Cascades is actually really nice. Granted, the amount of resources that you can get out of Cascades and stuff, I really wouldn't worry about it. The only stuff that like really is kind of important-ish is the lanthorns, but even that gets a little bit insane after a while because there's a certain point where you start getting like, currently I think I have like 1,300 lanthorns in my inventory just sitting there. What the reason for that is, I don't know what to do with them. I use them for wall food. Outside of that, it's just kind of just there now. We kind of just suffer because, you know, it's useless. That's how it goes, I guess. We're chilling. Absolutely chilling. Unfortunately, I must suffer. Absolutely suffer. Also, I was thinking about setting up a day where we just sit down like every week and do like a bunch of relic grinding and stuff. I don't know what day that would be best done at though. I've been trying to figure that one out. I'm thinking Saturdays might be a good idea just so that we can do more stuff with more peoples. Though I could be wrong there. Linking accounts and selecting primary account, does that refer to the account I'll be using? Yes. That should be your primary account. So your primary account is likely to be the account that will be where all of your progression will be made. And so, well, I'm not sure if it changes the progression between the two because it just combines them, right? But I think the primary account's the one where you save the progression for, and then what you do is you end up losing the progression for the one that is not your primary account, I think, is what the distinction there is. I think at least. I could be wrong. Though it should explain that on the website. There's a Q&A section that should explain everything for you. And honestly, I'd rather trust that over anything that I say here because I as much as I do a lot of stuff for Warframe, there's certain things that I just have no idea for, unfortunately. And this is one of them. I'm just answering based on context, best I can. There's one more account. Merging so it overrides other. Oh, it overcounts. Oh, frick, that's annoying. Okay, well, I guess it just overrides the other accounts then. That's unfortunate. That is really, really unfortunate. But hey, it's how we live. Prime keeps all the progress. The inventory from the other accounts gets moved to it. Oh, is it just the inventory? Oh, that's kind of cool. It's kind of chill. Checks out. I mean, you do work a crap ton, so that makes sense. Meow. Hopefully it doesn't stay for too long because being sick sucks ass. My god. I haven't been sick in forever, but I do not like being sick. There's only one time I can remember actually being like sick. Sorry, 2 times. Both times I got stuck in bed for like a week. Couldn't move. Go fucking talk to a doctor, Aaron. I will fight you personally. Go talk to a doctor. If you're coughing up blood, that's not a oopsie. No, that's a you're in the ER now kind of situation. I do not give a fuck. You're going to leave now and go talk to a doctor. That is one of the more important things, especially considering what you're planning on doing. You will need to talk to a doctor about that. So go talk to a fucking doctor. Okay? Thrax. Okay, we got you over here. That goes for anybody here, by the way. If you guys don't, for those who don't know, coughing up blood and stuff is not like a... yeah, that's like a... You just immediately just like... Any kind of like... anything that is not a external bleeding, like if you're bleeding externally, you'll be fine for the most part. We're not going to the ER. But like any internal bleeding, that's a different story. That's not a blood's supposed to be in the inside, so that's a good thing, right? No, you can joke about it after. No, so Aaron, if you don't know where that blood is coming from, go talk to a fucking doctor. I do not give a shit. There's no speculation on this. You do not play games with that. You go talk to a doctor. Because even if it's related to congestion and stuff, it's better to go talk to a doctor than fight any of us on this. Just go fucking talk to a doctor. It's not like they're gonna get mad at you about it. Like, what are they gonna do? Say no? They are legally obligated to help you. Regardless, and honestly, any doctor will be happy that you went and talked to them sooner rather than later, because if this escalates into something else entirely, and you might have something else, that could result in you having to go to the ER and staying in the ER for even longer, which then results in them having to use more resources on something that could have been easily prevented. Congestion just meaning like they're sick. Just sick and stuff. Congestion from like a cold or otherwise. But you shouldn't be bleeding from a cold or like congestion. That shouldn't be happening. Like the only reason I have to deal with like sometimes like dealing with like internal bleeding and stuff is because like I fucked up my throat really bad when I was younger, and like if I talk for too long or I overstress my throat, I'll actually start bleeding and I can like actually have blood coming out of my mouth because of it sometimes. It's just a permanent injury that I've incurred over the years. Or more accurately, it's a permanent injury that I incurred that results in that. So if you guys ever like hear me joking about it, I know what it's causing it and what it's from. It's just kind of there now. Same thing for like if I ever get like a random nosebleed, it's probably just because I re-broke my nose. But like, that's because I don't freak out because I know where those are from. Here, you're speculating. And speculation is not something that you can just be like, yes, speculation. No. You go fucking talk to a doctor. I do not give a fuck. You go talk to a doctor. Because it feels like it could lean in the rough direction. Oh, yeah, that's another reason why I'm saying just go talk to a doctor. The other part about it too is that we don't want to be like diagnosing anybody with anything here, because none of us are professionals, and even if somebody is a professional, we cannot verify that they are. Regardless, it's also why I'm saying go talk to a doctor, because I am not a professional in any regard for this. So just go talk to a doctor. I do not give a fuck. My doc once said Steam isn't run by Microsoft. Yeah, Steam is not run by Microsoft. If you're talking about like Xbox and stuff, that's a different story. And Xbox is actually possibly getting sold by Microsoft soon. Due to the way that they're going to be going through and moving forward with the internal logistics of the company and making it an external subsidiary of Microsoft, they're planning on possibly selling it. We don't actually know. We just know that they are making it a subsidiary of Microsoft, so it's going to be a separate company that's run on its own and is working on its own, kind of like how you know how Twitch is a subsidiary of Amazon, like that. In the sense of like it's a separate company, still run specifically by Microsoft, or in the case of Twitch, run by Amazon, but they can make their own internal decisions and stuff. It would be really cool if Valve does buy Xbox, but I don't know if that's possible. Yeah, it likely won't be run by Valve. It would be really funny if Gabe went through and bought Xbox, because then they could have like all of Xbox's stuff. The problem is that Xbox in itself is a publishing company mostly now. They actually make the majority of their income off of publishing other people's games now. They don't actually make it off of their own stuff. It's why a lot of the stuff that you see them doing, like for example, their Xbox, the Xbox prices and like other things like that, they have to price their stuff at the way that they do, is because they don't make as much money off of their own things as you'd think. They actually make it off of like percentages. It's like how Steam makes most of their money off of other people publishing their stuff on their store and whatnot. It's the same thing for Xbox. It just happens to be that people just happen to publish it on the Xbox console, so then they make a cut off of whatever people buy it for. Yeah, but that's because Gabe actually deserves it. And like, relatively speaking, when it comes to actually buying a company, a yacht is like a drop in the bucket for the actual like cost. And I just saw that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Kalshi. Yeah. No. Like, genuinely speaking, the price of Xbox would be over $1 billion. So he would have to be willing to actually go through and pay that amount of money for Xbox. And the problem is I don't think he would actually be willing to pay that amount of money for a company that, ultimately speaking, isn't actually profitable. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but Xbox does not make a profit. That's the reason why Microsoft is making it a subsidiary, is because they're planning on actually selling it off. And if they can't sell it, they're planning on just letting it collapse. Is because it's not profitable right now at all. Which is unfortunate, but welcome to Microsoft and whatnot. Ooh, Verona. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, but that's because it's Uber. But yeah, when it comes down to, what? Oh, yeah, you're fine, Spinos. I know that's not what you meant. You're not brain rotted to that point. I mean, you do talk about brain rot sometimes, but you're not that insane. Although it will cause him to have more monopoly losses. The thing is that it wouldn't even be a problem, actually. You want to know why? So a lot of the times when people are going through and saying like, oh yeah, I'd make the monopoly lawsuits worse. No, it wouldn't. The reason being is because they already have a full partnership with Xbox. Because like Xbox and stuff on their next console was actually planning on adding Steam directly into the console. Like straight up. Like, sure, we have the Steam machine, but Xbox is also planning on just becoming a pseudo de facto version of the Steam machine again. So you'd actually have two machines that have full integration into it. Sony and Nintendo were the only two console companies that are like considered actually like paying attention to that do not have Steam directly integrated into their own ecosystem anymore. Nintendo makes sense because it's Nintendo, and if you guys know anything about Nintendo, it makes sense because they like to be special, which is fair enough. And then Sony is just allergic to money, so don't. When it comes to brain rot and Spinos, I don't try to guess it. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Some of the shit that he says is so obscure that, well, actually, for me, it's obscure. Actually, I'm not chronically online, I guess is a good way of putting it. Yeah, no, I'm not chronically online, so I know very, very little about like the online memes and stuff. I only recently learned about what was it? Fucking. What was it? What's that? You know that AI thing where there's a bunch of companies having a like pissing contest over who owns the AI thing, but none of them actually own it because you can't copyright AI material? Sung Salor or something? Triple S? Or something about that name? I don't know. Only recently learned that that was actually a thing. Like, I know very little. No, it got added to fucking... Or maybe that's the name? I don't know. Fucking weird, man. I only know about it because one of the YouTubers that I follow that covers like gaming news and whatnot was making a couple jokes about how a bunch of companies are losing their minds over something that ultimately does not matter. Did we just lose a fucking Exilizer? Okay, hold up. I'm going back. I'm gonna go take that Exilizer back. It's ours now. I'm taking that back. Don't worry about it. Is it Talor? Is it a triple T? Wait, what? I thought it was triple S. I thought it was Sung Talor, not Tung Talor. Is it Tung Talor? Oh, there you go. Case in point, I know very little. But yeah, either way, it doesn't really matter though. Jesus Christ. But yeah, when it comes to Xbox and Steam, they're already like... I did not, but it's better that we don't talk about it right now, Tactical, specifically because that's not what the stream is about. I do not touch social media, like, at all. Like, personally speaking, I don't see the point in it. So like I very rarely see any news. I don't really, well, see, I do see news, but I see it through my own sources that aren't through news networks and stuff. And I actively avoid like touching social media for the most part outside of streaming because like I don't really see the point. Like I have a TikTok, I have a TikTok, I post on it. I haven't actually touched my account in like 2 years. Because I have a tool that lets me go through and post on my TikTok without ever having to touch it. So like I don't touch my TikTok at all. So whatever happens on that platform and stays on that platform. I have zero interest in caring about that kind of stuff. Yeah, I have my own TikTok. It's just that I don't really pay attention to it. I post on it and I add like all my shorts and stuff that I record to it, but I don't really care, if that makes any sense. Because like it's another platform that I'm on, but ultimately speaking, I could stop posting there and nothing would change. Well, what do you mean name? Rick, what do you think? I'll give you half a guess about what my name is there. Come on. You got this, man. Rub those two brain cells together. Come on, dude. You've got this. Come on. You can make them fire at least once. Rick, I swear to God, I don't want to say the name because it makes me look like a comic thing on mine. Oh, I see. Yeah. No, it makes sense. Though, side note, unrelated to the online stuff, I went through and I was going to, I went to the zoo with my dad. I went to the zoo with my dad last week or so. I think it was last week. And we ended up going seeing a bunch of the otters. It was actually raining that day, so we all got like completely soaked. The problem is that they had to keep all of the otters separate because it was raining. I don't know entirely the reason behind it, but they had all the otters in like separate areas. So they had them like together kind of, but like on separate areas and stuff of the enclosure. And I didn't know this, but apparently North American river otters can actually go through and climb trees. Like what? Like I kind of figured that they would be able to, but like there's a couple of them that were playing in the trees. They were just kind of like hanging out with each other and jumping between the branches and stuff. It was kind of cute. I got a couple pictures of them. They're up like about 2 stories high in the trees and stuff. It's great. I didn't realize that they actually enjoyed being in trees. They like being in the water more, but the trees are pretty funny. One of them tried to bite the other's tail and pulled him down, apparently. It was okay. But also at the same time, my dad was like theorizing that that might be the one otter's like parents. Possibly. The trees! Trees! Let's see if I can find the images and stuff of the little otters. Otters, where are you? I have a bunch of pictures and stuff that I took when we were in the area because I thought it was cute to take a bunch of them. Hold on, where's the pictures? Where'd you go? Pictures, where are you? Oh god, this is gonna take me a hot minute to go. I have to go back a week. You know, there's this search function in Discord and I keep forgetting it's a thing, which is awkward, but whatever, it's fine. Hey, let me up. There you go. Perfect. Da, 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 da. Hello. Also, by the way, one thing is that if you guys are going to use 547, make sure that you have the fire rate mod on. It makes it go from being like one of the most mid weapons in the game. Well, I guess not mid in terms of like actual damage because it's still the best damage output, ultimately speaking. But it's like mid in terms of actual fire rate. They went through and ended up actually adding in the fire rate mod so you can actually like attack pretty quickly now. It's so nice. It's so good. It's so good. Because I can actually attack things and not have to like lose my mind about waiting 3 seconds every time I try to do it. You found the angle? What? What do you mean you found? What angle are you talking about? What? I'm so confused, man. What angle are you talking about? Angel? Oh, angel. You found the angel? Wait, what do you mean by the angel, though? What does that mean? Hold on, I'm genuinely curious what you mean by the angel. Yo, Discord, could you like load, please? Oh, okay, hold on. Alright, cool. This is useless, and then we can just go this way to help you guys out. Huh? I'm so confused. I am so confuzzled right now, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is gonna be a weird question, but who's Chris Angel? Oh, the boss on these maps! Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. What? Oh, you're talking about ocean otters, yeah? So, specifically speaking, there are specific species of otters that are psychopaths, yes. So you have the ocean otters, which, yes, are psychopaths. And that's specifically just the ocean otters. The Japanese and Canadian river otters are not psychopaths. They're pretty chill. They're just little babies. They're great. They're actually surprisingly good they kind of hang out and stuff. Though I will say, they do have one very important caveat. Is that specifically speaking, if you're looking at like otters and stuff, they require having other otters around, because if you don't, they actually will incur like severe health issues, and oftentimes can lead to death if they don't have other otters and or other like other companions to hang out with and like do stuff with. They are extremely social creatures. It's actually required for their health and or other stuff to just be able to function, to be able to have their stuff here. It's actually really interesting. It's also why otters and or similar animals make terrible pets, is because like you can't go through and actually like have them as pets, because taking care of them is an extremely difficult task for the majority of people, and you'd have to be willing to spend like 24/7 with them effectively, because they do take a lot of work to take care of and stuff, unfortunately. Well, I mean, it's not necessarily unfortunate per se, but it's just, yeah, it's otters. Same thing with birds, actually, funny enough. Birds. That's why turtles are best. They just kind of hang out, do their thing. Turtle, 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 turtle. Turtle, turtle, turtle. Got it. No. I got the pictures! There you go, see? Little otters! Little dudes! We found a bunch of them that were just kind of hanging out. I think there's one of them right here. Yeah, one little dude that's up in the tree here. Look at him! You are aware that otters can like hold their breath for like half an hour, right? You are aware that they can hold their breath underwater, right? Also, it's not like I hold a secret of where that is. It's the Calgary Zoo. For those who don't know, the Calgary Zoo is like super chill. Love it. They actually recently got a. They recently ended up going through and actually getting a bunch of polar bears and stuff, or like another polar bear, because for those who don't know, they had one of their polar bears accidentally. One of their polar bears ended up passing away due to drowning accidentally, because they were playing in the water and got knocked out in the water, and ended up passing away. So they eventually ended up actually getting another polar bear recently, actually, which is actually pretty chill. Dude looks like he's been through like Vietnam now. Like, I was looking at his face, and his face just looks like he's like been done and been like through like 9 wars, which is like fair enough, but like holy crap, man. Dude looks like he chain smokes like 9 cigarettes at a time, just straight up 24/7. Yeah, dolphins are just crazy. But yeah, so they got a new polar bear recently. They actually have a bunch of different exhibits and stuff. One of them actually is kind of cute though. They have a bunch of meerkats. I don't know if you guys know this, but meerkats are actually kind of small. I didn't realize how small meerkats were until after I was introduced to how small they actually are. And like, they're so cute. Like, I don't know why they're so tiny. I thought like, because like my only like actual like interaction with meerkats, specifically speaking, was purely The Lion King. So I always thought meerkats were huge. No, the little fuckers are like smaller than a cat. But there's a bunch of meerkats that are currently under medical observation right now. So if you do end up going to the Calgary Zoo, just know that there is they're going to be missing a bunch of their meerkats and stuff, because they're all under medical observation. And then there's a bunch of other strips. Actually, kind of crazy. We ended up seeing one of the staff walk over to one of the hippos and start giving them scritches. You know how crazy that is? And the hippo was demanding them, by the way. It was kind of funny. The hippo was demanding scritches. And then when the person stopped giving them scritches, they threw a hissy fit. So I guess hippos like scritches. Good to know. Not that I'll ever be able to do so, but... the Calgary Zoo. There's only one zoo in Calgary. So if you guys ever know where the Calgary Zoo is, then you guys know where this is. But yeah. It's great. It's a great time. I love the zoo. It's great. They also have like a flamingo exhibit. They've got a bunch of other stuff for like butterfly and stuff. Though the butterflies aren't out right now because it's a little too cold out right now. Not out currently, but it was cold at the time because like there's a bunch of rain and stuff. So all the butterflies are sleeping. So it's fair enough. But yeah, it's pretty cool. You got a lot of stuff. They also have a thing where like you can have your wedding and stuff at the zoo. I don't know entirely why you'd want to have a wedding at a zoo, but it's cool. It's pretty chill. It's pretty chillaxing. There's been a few times when my dad and I go that we end up running into the zoo, or more accurately, running into like weddings and stuff accidentally because they have like a massive wedding venue for those who want to take have their weddings there. It's pretty cool. And then there's this tortoise that just like walks around sometimes. There's somebody that like ends up escorting a tortoise. I can't remember their name, but there's this like a tortoise that they just have that walks around the zoo sometimes. Has the absolute personality of knowing that nobody else can touch them, so they just tend to walk directly through entire crowds of people and just like demand that everybody walks out of their way or moves out of their way and stuff. It's pretty cute. Even though the tortoise themselves is like super small, they're like tiny puffins, and I've never wanted an animal. Oh my god, puffins! Puffins are so fucking adorable. What? Oh, no, I don't plan on being married anyways, so for me it's just like one of those ones of like, I don't see the point. It's like having a wedding at Disney. It's like way too expensive, especially considering the fact that like, if I did have a wedding, there would be a total of 4 people at it. At least in terms of like people on my side of the family. My dad, my 2 little brothers, and my sister. That's about it. Everybody else wouldn't know about it or anything like that. Or they probably would know about it and be probably upset about the fact that I didn't want anybody else there, but hey, that's how it goes. Paper and done. Well, see, that's the thing, is that like a lot of the weddings in general, I only recently learned about this, but weddings in general are more of like a Catholic thing. And well, at least here in North America, the way that weddings are done is mostly just like done by like Catholics and stuff. Which I'm not personally Catholic, nor am I religious, so like I don't really have a reason to partake. Personally. Also, it's also something where you get taxed and then the government gets involved in your relationship, and I'm gonna be real with you, Chief, I don't like having a third party in my relationships. It's not my kind of deal, sorry. Not my kind of deal at all. There are some benefits to getting married and stuff, but it's not really worth the overall stuffs here. It's like a mandatory ritual wedding, is it? I know, I've been to a lot of weddings, I just don't know the actual like reasons behind why they're held or otherwise. I know that they're a thing that happens, but I just know that they're uber expensive and oftentimes way too much money to put into. Though I don't entirely know too much about it, because like the weddings I've been to, was one of them I was at a wedding in, I was at a wedding in Walt Disney, and I think there was like 800 or 900 people at the wedding. It was nuts, like actually nuts. Then there's another one that I was at where there was another like 200 or so people. Then there was my dad's wedding, which was, I think, like 100 and something people or something. Yeah, weddings get huge. Like, very quickly. They have a lot of people in them. Which gets out of hand very quickly at times, but hey, not my kind of deal. Where's our... Okay, there you go. Just grab you here. I gotta remember to keep my Zada's Whisper up, otherwise I'm not gonna be able to do as much damage as I should be able to. Propose and everyone expects a wedding because flowers. No, see, what happens is that you propose and then everybody starts asking you about when's the baby. That's what happens. Genuinely speaking. Though, in my own personal experience, I don't even need to be married or have a partner for that, for those kind of questions. I just get asked that regardless. Like, my ex-mother used to bug me a lot about it, being like, oh yeah, when are you gonna have grandkids? Homie, I'm 18. The fuck are you talking about? Like, what do you want? I'm 18. I'm not even living on my own. I've never been in a relationship before, man. Fuck off. What do you want? Jesus Christ. We aren't only Catholic, they've been engineered into society that even non-religious people would do them. I wouldn't be letting that. Yeah. Okay, I thought they were only Catholic though. Or I guess not necessarily only Catholic, but like in North America I thought it was mostly just Catholic, because I know in the Middle East they hold a lot of weddings and stuff, and I know that some of the weddings in India can get pretty insane. I've heard stories from some of my Punjabi friends when I was working at like some jobs and stuff. We had time, so I was asking them about it, and I've heard some insane stories about how big the weddings get in India. But I don't know much about them there or anything like that. Different ways of asking. First wedding, then marriage. For a year, then it's kids, not proposal. Kids, then wedding. Yeah, no, it's it depends on. It really depends on who's around you. Like my ex-mother had me when she was 20. I'm currently turning 24 soon, so I'm already 4 years ahead of her, like past that point, and so that's probably why she was bugging me about it when I was 18. Is because like, when are you gonna have kids? Is because for her it's completely normal to have kids relatively young. Would not recommend having kids when you're young, by the way. If you can and you're financially stable enough for it, do it. But otherwise, it's not really worth it. Because you want to make sure that you can provide an actual proper stable life for them. Otherwise, it's just gonna put them through a lot more trouble than they should have to go through. And honestly, if you're not financially stable enough to take care of kids, you're not gonna be able to actually be a proper parent too. So it comes down to actually being able to take care of them properly and whatnot. There's also the other side of it, is that if you haven't been to therapy and or haven't been to proper therapy and stuff, you also want to go through at least a year or two of proper therapy before you actually start considering having kids as well, to be able to work through any like past trauma or other things so that you don't end up accidentally continuing the cycle of trauma in your family and whatnot. Because like that's what my dad did. He spent a shit ton of time, like, so for the record guys, my dad was like doing really well in the military. He got to being a corporal within a year and a half. He ended up quitting the military after a year and a half because I was born, and he decided to step up and actually take care of me instead. And that's where he started actually going into actually taking care of like becoming a teacher and like other things that he was doing. And so he would have actually probably stayed and become like a pretty decent, like pretty high ranking member of the military here in Canada if he had stayed and I wasn't born. But he decided to end that career just to come back and go through and take care of me. Glad he did, because holy crap, my life would have been completely different if he hadn't. But yes, there's a lot of like, it's one of those ones where like if you're not prepared to step up and actually do everything that's possible for your own kid, I would recommend not actually having kids. Because our job as the previous generation is to make the life of those who come after us easier, not harder. And I really wish I could drill that into the heads of some people sometimes, because holy shit. I've had conversations with some people who go through and say, oh no, I had it worse and yada yada yada. Good. Should be that way. Every single generation, the generation before you, should have had it worse. Specifically because that way we can guarantee that we always have a better life for the next generation. I don't understand the whole need of being like, oh yeah, I had it worse, yada 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 yada, and being like all like super like pedantic about needing it to also people needing to go through rough times and stuff. It's like, no, you don't need to though. If you know the whole like fallacy, weak times make weak men, tough times make strong men. You know that whole fallacy that you sometimes hear people bring up as like a talking point, as like a proof of like, oh yeah, this is stuff that we need to do to make sure that people, like, we have stronger people being grown up and whatnot. No, that's a fallacy. Sure, it makes us weaker in terms of wartime, but what's the need if there's no need for war? Like, what if we get rid of the whole concept of war or needing to go through and take other resources, and then you just get rid of the need for war? Then what's the need of being strong? Like, why would we need to have the ability to go through and take on other nations if there is no need for that, right? So it comes down to being a bit of a fallacy, where you start looking at things where it just becomes a bit of a problem. All right, come on, where's our toss? But either way, stuff I've noticed that kind of bugs me a little bit about that. Best of having kids still going to therapy, because oh yeah, because you want to go to therapy whenever you're having kids and whatnot, because nobody is prepared for their kids, like at all. Like not a single person is prepared for having kids, and even the people who say that they are or were, no, I can guarantee you that not a single person or parent I've ever talked to has been prepared for kids. Yeah, no, that's straight up what it is, Goose, and that's why I'm saying it's a fallacy. It's not worth it at all. What makes a good man? A man that yeah, exactly. The people is for the family. That's all it is. That's all it requires. That's all you need. And there's a reason why, like, they say it takes a village to raise a kid. Like, as much as I do say that my dad raised me on his own, like, he didn't entirely do it on his own. There's three people, three of his friends from high school that ended up helping, they helped raise me when I was younger and stuff. I consider them my uncles, even though, like, they aren't my blood uncles. I do consider them my actual uncles and stuff. They ended up helping. They helped raise me. Same thing with my grandparents and my aunts and stuff on my dad's side. They sat back and like sat down and like actually they sat down and like actually helped raise me as well, like through the first like 5 years of my life. I don't have any memory of it though personally, because like you know, I was uber young at the time, so like I'm not gonna remember most of that. Ah crap, I'm done. You know what, hold up, we'll just res. Yeah, no, they're actually really cool. Two of them are engineers that work on developing new versions of engines for Boeing. So one of them is an engineer for Boeing that focuses on developing engines for 747s and other commercial aircraft. And then the other one is an engineer that focuses on developing engines for helicopters for Bombardier, which is a very Canadian company if you guys don't know. And then I have another one who is an EMT, or at the time of me knowing him at the time, he was an EMT. As well as the last time I heard an update about him, he has a side hustle of being the medic for a bomb squad. Yeah, just a side hustle. Yeah, just a normal side hustle, you know? Yay! No, don't worry. I'm reactivating and activating my passives and stuff, don't worry. We got this. We're doing good. But yeah, the three of them were what raised me when I was younger and stuff. They're pretty cool. They're all like super into like robotics and stuff, and that's like where my introduction of like robotics and aircraft engineering and like other things came from, is from them, mostly. But yeah, pretty chill. One thing I'm scared of is the wedding ring, because you need what? You need that? What do you mean you need a wedding ring? You know you can also just wear a wedding ring to tell people to fuck off, right? I've been like wanting for the longest time to get a wedding ring, purely just for the sheer fact of being able to like hold up my hand and just tell people to fuck off without ever having to tell them to fuck off. It'd be great. Just so that I can just like have people like leave me the fuck alone, man. It'd be great. It'd be fantastic. It'd be a good day. And then just never explain who I'm engaged to and or who I'm married to. Just like leave it there. Actually, I'd have to say engaged because legally speaking, I wouldn't be able to like legally lie about the fact that I'm married. Though it might actually work as a way to like get people to like leave me alone. But yeah, you can 100% just wear a ring. You know that, right? Like there's no rules saying that you have to wear a ring specifically for weddings and or other things. You can just like wear a ring whenever you want to. It's not like a requirement to be engaged or anything like that. That's why for the longest time I actually thought I mean proposal ring. Wait, there's a proposal ring? What? Do you mean an engagement ring? And you also don't need a ring, by the way. Like at all. Like straight up. Like my own personal thing is that I'm going to end up giving whoever, if in the future if I ever end up finding a partner and whatnot, I'll end up giving them a sword. But that's my own personal thing. No, you cannot lie. Well, I'm saying legally speaking, because your marital status and stuff actually does legally matter in terms of like taxes and other stuff like that. So like legally speaking, you cannot lie about it if you're talking to like a government official, filling out forms or otherwise, because it changes the way that your taxes and or income and everything else is done. It changes a lot of things actually about what you do. So if you can, make sure that if you're ever going through and taking a look at like doing so, just make sure that if you are going to lie about being married and whatnot, just go through and do so only to people that aren't related to the government, I guess. Also, yeah, I plan on forging, learning and forging a sword myself, from scratch. The main reason why is because like, to me, a lot of the things that I'd rather like in terms of gifts and stuff, I don't really have a personal like tie to giving people gifts on very specific days because I don't understand the need to do so. If you want to give somebody something, just give it to them. So for me, I'd just rather go through and like put the effort into actually making something that I know that I've built myself, and to be able to make sure that they can have something that I know that I actually put effort into directly. Because like I know that people will say like, ah, yeah, rings are great and all, but like as a counterpoint to that, rings are a scam. Straight up. At least this is a handmade thing that I can guarantee it's worth because I made it myself, you know? Like it's not one of those things where like it's one of those things where like I just don't see the point in having a wedding ring when you could just like have other stuffs. Also, it'd be sick to be able to learn how to do actual like swordsmithing, because I don't know about you guys, but swordsmithing is pretty cool. It'd be a lot of fun. Like, I do plan on eventually, if I ever get the space to be able to do it, I do plan on doing streams in the future where like I sit down and actually do like mechanics, like working on like cars and like other things like that in the future. But like, I want to do swordsmithings too. Keep in mind that making your own forges and stuff does cost quite a bit. You can make forges like relatively easily, but the ones that are smaller specifically are more so in the sense of like they'd be easier, so like making knives and or daggers or other things like that. I honestly have no idea. We can stay for as long as you guys want to, by the way. I think Bido was saying that he's starting to struggle a little bit. Okay, honestly, Goose is fucking goated though. I don't know a single person who would be mad about getting a Lego set. Okay? As a counterpoint, Lego sets are goated. If anybody complains about getting a Lego set from you, they aren't the one, man. I'm sorry. They just ain't it, Chief. Like, at all. Like, Lego in itself is so fucking good. Not a single thing on the planet could ever replace Lego. Well, I mean, there's Technic and stuff, but I think Technic is a part of Lego now? Or something? I don't know. Some shit costs more than rings. Well, yeah, it's true. Oh my god. Actually, you want to know one that does cost more than fucking rings? A fucking Lego Death Star. That Lego set goes for so much. Yeah, it's fine. You gotta remember, Goose, that a lot of the times if you end up having like if your partner is actually wanting to be your partner, they won't care about the price of things. Or more accurately, they won't care about how expensive a gift is. They'll care more about the thought, like the way that you thought about what you'd rather give them than anything else. It's also why I say like it doesn't really matter to me the day, specific days in which you want to give things to someone, because like if you know somebody's gonna like something, why not just give it to them, you know? Then again, at the same time, that's very much a unique thing because I know that the rest of my family does not feel that way about things. Clone Wars. Oh my god, the USCS Venator! Yes! I want to get one! Actually, no. You wanna know what I want to do? No, I don't want to buy a UCS Venator. What I want to go do is I want to go buy, I want to get a 3D printer and make it through 3D printing at like 200 or 300% scale. And the reason why is because I want to have it be like this giant ass ship in the space. Just because, like, let's be honest here, I don't think anybody would complain if we had a giant ass spaceship, a Venator inside of, like the studio. Okay, we should probably head out after this one, actually. Speaking of which, we should probably head out. Yeah, I know it has. That's why I want to do it. That's exactly why I want to do it, though. It's because it's great. It's awesome. It's goated. Absolutely goated. Nothing's better. Yeah. I plan on doing that for like a bunch of Gundam in the future. So I want to go through and make a bunch of Gunpla. But what I want to do with the Gunpla is that I want to go through and set it up in space, like in the ceiling of the studio, and just like have a massive battle of like massive Gundam battle in the studio ceiling, of like a bunch of different Gundam that we build together and stuff, just so we can have like a massive thing going on. Granted, it'll probably be a mix between Star Wars, Gundam, and like a bunch of other stuff. But hey, it'd be cool regardless. Because I know that a lot of people tend to go through and get display cases for their Gundam and like other things like that. But why have it in a display case when you could make like an actual like really cool like actual model, like massive model set and stuff going that would be like in the sky and whatnot? Because I found out that you can also go through and get like a bunch of like cotton and or like you know those giant cotton balls that you can turn into like clouds and stuff? I was thinking about making it so that they're like fighting through massive thunderstorms, so we have like the sky and then like having a bunch of like thunderstorm lightning stuff. It'd be so cool. I said Squishmallows. Oh, Squishmallows! Yeah, Squishmallows are great. They're awesome. Squishmallows are the best. Granted, I don't think you could ever go wrong with a teddy bear, because teddy bears are goated. Absolutely goated as hell. They're so good. So absolutely amazing. My god. But it's fine. It's okay. I need to grow the teddy bear mafia at some point though. Get more teddy bears. I have a bunch of teddy bears, but I need to get more. I need more teddy bears. Still have the Millennium Falcon? Yeah, the Millennium Falcon's great. I actually used to have one, but I don't have one anymore. I lost it ages ago when we moved. Made it out with a big haul of 10 Haro chassis. 10 Haro chassis? Damn. That's actually not bad. Could be worse. You could have made it out with 0 Haro chassis. Because honestly, that would, that'd be much worse. Although, I will not lie. We're starting to make a decent amount of plat here. Or more accurately, ducats. Not plat, sorry, but ducats. Because I do have, the collection of ducats that I have is going to start, like, growing slowly but surely. More ducats. Actually, I do wonder if I could go through and grab... Hold on. So if I just go name... Daikyu, no, Compresso. Actually, I should probably keep it by name because then I can just go through and get everything else working. That way. Yeah. Yeah, that should be fun. I'm gonna be not here during TennoCon, unfortunately. TennoCon's on the 11th, right? Because if it's on the 11th, I'm not gonna be here. Because I'm going camping between the 9th and the 12th. So I'm gonna be gone for about 3 or 4 days. Unfortunately. I shall be gone to the universe. We're gonna be going over, I can't say where we're going. We're gonna be going out into the mountains basically as a TLDR. And then just going out and camping in the mountains and stuff for a little bit. It's gonna be great. One of the only downsides of like running, going into the mountains though is that like, well, I guess there isn't really any downsides to it actually. Never mind, there's not really any downsides to it. We'll be fine. We'll be okay. I'm so close to getting to LR6 and I'm gonna throw hands if I can't get LR6 soon because I want to get LR6 so bad. But also LR6 is gonna drive me up a wall. Okay, tech rot with melee weapons. Kill 250 tech rot. Oh crap. 300 enemies with abilities. Tech sculpture troops with abilities. Shit. One of these fabulous. Okay, hold on. Destroy 300 containers, tech rot with a... I feel like this is the same missions every week. Or every week or so. It's crazy. Absolutely insane. Let me just like set you to invite only real quick. Go back into here. Not you, because we don't need you. Actually, did I get my weeklies done? I did get the weeklies done, yes. Burn down the force, that's why you can't say it. Where are you going? No. Actually, see, I wouldn't have to do anything because most of Alberta and BC are mostly on fire. Like, the majority of the provinces are on fire through most of August. So I could just wait a month and I wouldn't have to do anything because all the fires start in August. Like, it's kind of out of hands. It's because then... Oh, there's a defense! There's a fucking defense! I wanna run the defense. It's an earth defense too! Oh shit, we gotta run that. Actually, we have to run that. It's an infestation earth defense. I'm gonna run the infestation earth defense. Okay. Does anybody else want to join me for this, by the way? Because it's an arbitration and we could get a crap ton of stuff out of this. If we had a nuker, we need somebody for nuking actually. We're about to just start one actually. So the major way that I go through and do platforming, specifically speaking, well, this is one of them because every 35 Vitus Essence that you get turns into about 12 plat. Around that. Without having to actually spend anything else other than Vitus Essence. So there's that. And then there's also there's ribbon grinding as well. Which is where I've been getting most of my plat recently is through ribbons. I do need to go through and sell my other stuff just so I can get even more ribbons and stuff. Just so I can go sell my burster ribbon and stuff. For a decent price. Was on pause. Kind of force disaster. What? Huh? Got you, Rick? Interesting. You know, see, here's the problem there, is that I like playing with fire, but not that kind of fire. Warframe market. I'm gonna be the support. I need a nuker. Is what we need right now. For this, at least. Because if we don't have a nuker, or at least some kind of like nuke frame, we're gonna be hurting pretty hard here. For going through and grabbing a bit here. The mostly needing a nuker though is mostly just because we need to go through and take care of our Stoof's contracts. Yeah, I'm gonna be changing that to 300 plat. Knots. 1,000 because we don't need this burst in ribbon. Yeah, I'm gonna be setting that to the burst in ribbon of 300 max. Okay, I'll make those trades later. For now, we can just ignore this for now, and then we can go back over here. Yeah, basically what we need right now is a nuker, and that's about it. So we should be fine. Otherwise, we should be good. Is there anybody else that wants to join for the arbitration, or are you guys good? Because I just want to make sure that nobody else wants to join before I press start on this, because if I press start and somebody wants to join us, we're cooked. Also, I can't really nuke with Wisp, I think. I don't think I can, at least. Well, I can with their moats, but I just tend not to nuke with Wisp's moats. Just due to just how things go. I think my Wisp is mostly just built for speed, though. For just giving you the extra like reload speed and energy regen, I believe, is what they are built for. Because you do end up there's like a lot of energy regen and stuff that you can get out of it. I think that's one of the modes. I could be wrong though, which is unfortunate. Mayhaps we could be mistaken. Bids. There's achievements? What? God damn. I didn't realize that there was actual proper achievements in the Warframe market. What are those for? What are they? When did the achievements happen? Or when were those a thing? Never heard of this. Never seen this before. It's crazy stuff. Also, is that... Oh god, what are you guys doing? Wait, no, hold on. Guys, get back in the center here. Get back in the center. Okay. Get back in the center. Stay in the center, guys. Ah, Jesus Christ. Okay, there you go. All three of them have been placed down. We're good. Oh, I need to up my, Oh, hey Beast. I need to up my range at some point if I can. Because it'd be fantastic, but I'm not entirely sure if I can get the range. Which is going to be unfortunate, but it should be fun. Should be a-okay. Yeah, dude is following me. Okay, cool. We're good. Coolio. Oh my god, the frost went nuts. Oh, Jesus Christ. From Warframe, what happens to the shard? You keep it. So Archon shards are kind of like mods. They just cost resources to get rid of, or just to move off of your Warframe, but you don't lose it. You can keep it just fine. So it's nothing that you need to worry. Honestly, if you had to if removing Archon shards also deleted them, I don't think people would be using their Archon shards as much as they currently were. Because people would be waiting until they had the perfect build for their Archon shards. Though keep in mind that your Archon shard grind will be something that you will be needing to focus on permanently. It's not something that you can ever finish. You're just going to permanently need to get Archon shards because of just how many shards you'll end up getting. Like currently I have 7 yellow Taos and it's still not enough. I need more. Especially for like cast speed and stuff, because Banshee requires at least like a cast speed. I think it's like 3 yellows to be able to get like Banshee to actually be worth using. Because her casting abilities and stuff actually is too slow for what she could actually be useful for. Unfortunately, because what you need to do is you need to shield gate with her, and the best way to do it is just to max out your stoofs. From it other than weekly? No, there isn't. Weeklies are the only place to get them, unfortunately. So Archon shards are one of those limited resources that you are just gonna have to do on a weekly basis, unfortunately. There isn't like any kind of like way around that. I really wish there was though. So many people that are in the end game of Warframe like really want the Archon shards to be easier to take care of, but no, they don't have it as a thing. Vital, I waited 5 minutes before starting the mission. I swear to God, next time I'm just gonna ping the Discord, and I swear you're gonna see it faster than if I ask on stream. Jesus Christ. Damn it! Hold on. Don't be too sad though, because in another 45 minutes we have interception, which will actually be better for what we're doing. Because you guys remember the tech that we were doing yesterday not yesterday, but the day before for taking care of our getting like a crap ton of Vitus Essence, right? There's a really good interception that's going to be really easy for that. That's coming up next. So we should be good. Good for shard farming. Can you get multiple shards out of Netrocells, or is it just one? Because if you can only get one, the weekly, the ETA and EDA would be honestly better. I average between 2 and 3 shards per run of EDI and ETA. Usually about 2 to 3 shards. Which is always why, like, I say it's best. Wait, you don't have the galvanized mods yet? Vital, how... Hold on. How far into the game are you, Vital? I thought you were done Steelpath. Oh, you don't have all of them yet. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I thought you were like Steelpath capable. If you don't have all of them, then that's not... Oh god. Crap. I've been misjudging your capabilities. Whoops. Uh-oh. I've been bringing you into stuffs that may not be the best. Okay. Normal Archon shards are used for what? The normal Archon shards? Just putting them onto your Warframes and stuff. The Taos are better, but you can just use the normal Archon shards if you don't have a Tao. It's only a 50% decrease on the actual performance of the Archon shards themselves, so it's not that big of a loss. Overall, so like in some cases it's like a 5% decrease on strength power and like other things like that. So if you just want to go through and collect a bunch of like normal ones and then combine them into Tau later on, it's fine. Oh, you okay, sounds good. No, that's perfect then. We're good. Okay, we're good then. Okay, I have not been taking you into stuff that you're not prepared for. Okay, we're good then. We're okay. I sent a picture of what I do with my new Falcon. Hold up. I'll take a look at it in a little bit here. I can't Rick specifically for defense arbitrations. Even if we have this many, like this kind of like setup, tabbing out is a bad idea. Like a really, really bad idea. So I'll look at it after the mission. Just bat me whenever the mission's over to go through and look at it again, because I probably will end up forgetting. Not meant as an insult. It's just ADHD go brr, unfortunately. Meow, meow. Okay, so side note though, yeah. Oh, also I can just buy you the the mods if you want. It's not like that big of an issue for me. Like it's not a loss at all, since I get so many like I quite literally have, I think I have like 100 Vitus Essence on me right now, if not more. It's like I really don't need a reason to like go through and do stuff. So if there's any ones that you want me to buy for you, I can just like get them for you, like super easily. No issues at all. There's the other side of things of like where the stronger you guys are, the better we can do for missions and stuff. So that's why I'm not exactly like bothered about giving you guys stuff. Outside of Rivens specifically, I will be asking to have you guys buy them off of me. Specifically because of the Rivens, and some of those cost like a lot of plat. Ah, god damn it. No. No! Don't leave! Stay! Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but we've gotten almost like no Vitus Essence out of this. Well, this isn't me being generous. It's just a bit more... Well, think about it this way. The stronger you guys are, the stronger we can be as a team, so the better the outcome for the missions that we're playing. It's not me being generous, it's just the strategically best decision for everybody involved. Because like say I go through and like I hoard all the resources, right? What's the point? I'm not going to use them. I have no reason to go through and hoard all these stuff here. What? Oh god, no, this is a very common thing in Warframe. This is a very, very, very common thing in Warframe. Unless I very much misunderstood how streamers are in the Warframe community. In which case, I don't understand it, but yeah, I've been trying to figure out how to sell Rivens, and I'm still trying to... I can, once I start to figure out a bit more Vital, I can walk you through how to do it. I'm currently still in the process of learning how to do them. But I can walk you through it after we finish this mission a little bit for the things that I've figured out so far. Because it's not like it's that big of like a secret or anything of how to sell Rivens. Hold on. Thinking ahead is big brain. No, that's not big brain thinking. That's just bare minimum. What do you mean? I don't understand this, man. Like, huh? Or from my experience, it's being... Really? Man. Oh, maybe it's because I fight you guys and stop you guys from doing a lot of that shit. Yeah, no, definitely not doing too much. Do giveaways, so you are definitely not doing too much. Yeah, no, I don't really do giveaways because I don't really see the point in doing them. Because we generally tend to get enough resources on stream anyways that it doesn't really matter. I can just give you guys shit anyways, so it's like, eh. It's not like the community currently is large enough to where I have to worry about that. If it ever becomes an issue in the future, I'll probably just end up like recruiting a couple other people as part of the community to help me with getting the other resources and stuff for the community. Because we have if you guys don't know, we have a bounty board in the Discord. for if you guys are looking to get like different like resources and stuff, it's mostly just so that I know personally if you like, it's mostly just to let me and others who are looking to help you guys out for like getting resources and stuff, because like I don't really care for that kind of stuff here. No, okay, first of all, Goose, correction, you're not stupid. Seconds, no, that's not how that works, homie. This is like, this isn't like a matter of like being stupid or not. This is just more of like a I scratch your back, you scratch mine kind of situation. I don't understand why that would be something that peeps don't understand kind of thing. Because like as much as like going through and helping you guys with your stuff is something that I do enjoy doing, which I don't like mind doing, eventually it does lead into us having better squads, better teams, and then being able to actually have better runs so that we can actually do better farming, which allows us to get better and more resources as well. So it ends up resulting in us eventually just having more stuff. It's not necessarily an escalation per se in terms of that, but it's more so in a sense of like it does get better. And that's why like I do so, is because like it's just strategically speaking a really good idea to go through and help other people who also play the game, since it tends to... Okay, I need you to reload and not switch out of my weapon, please. That'd be nice, so I can have my weapon. That'd be nice. Oh no, we lost her. Crap, where'd our frost go? Man, strange. We lost our frost. Oh, that's right, because they left like right away. Yep. Man, if it's switching off, it might be out of ammo. No, it had ammo. It was just switching off for some reason. It's been weird. Also, I don't know if you guys know about this, but we have a fish. We have a pet fish. You guys see him? You guys see my pet fish on my shoulder? We have a little pet fish that's on my shoulder. A lot of my Warframe builds incorporate this little pet fish that I have on my shoulder, almost always. My Verona is actually one of the few Warframes that it doesn't incorporate it into, that I didn't incorporate them into, specifically because it just didn't feel right using that for my Verona, because it changed the symmetry of the Warframe and I didn't like it. So I just kept my Warframe. I kept the default shoulder pads and stuff going. There we go. Now we can be happy. There we go. These guys are out of the way. Perfect. Yeah, we don't really need to care about Vita Essence here though. What we're looking for mostly from the defense missions, specifically speaking, are these statues. Statues and or endo. They're about a 15 to 18% drop rate per round that we clear. About that. So it's actually not too bad of a drop rate. It'd be nice if we had a better nuking situation, but currently I don't have any nuking warframes that can actually cover a map of this size while doing nuking and stuff. Unfortunately, there's a limit to how much Mirage can actually handle. I would be using Saren, but Saren unfortunately is actually really useless for this, since she actually has some really big issues in terms of like actual like stuff and arbitrations. Dueling room in the dojo not work. I tried dueling, kept DCing us. I have no idea. I've never actually used the dueling room, because the dueling room inside of dojos, if I'm not mistaken, works similar to the way that, what's that one mode that nobody plays? Ah, crap, I can't remember the name of it, but there's this one mode that nobody plays that, that like, yeah. Conclave, yes, it mimics Conclave. Yeah, it mimics Conclave and stuff, so it's like not that big of a deal. I think, maybe, potentially. Yeah, because like from what I understand, dueling in Warframe is one of those ones where like they changed the way that the stuff works, just in general. Yeah, we might have to leave here actually. Yeah, we might have to leave here. Yeah, we might have to leave here. So our defense target, actually, maybe not. I might be able to do this. I miss Conclave when it was popular. It was so fun, and I was so dead. Conclave, the reason why it's dead is because it's a PvP game inside of a PvE. It's a PvP mode inside of a PvE game. And unfortunately, Conclave is now at a point where there's like, to my understanding, there's so few people that actually play Conclave now that you can count the amount of people that play on one hand. If not that amount, what you can do is you can go through and actually load into Conclave and run into the same people consistently, which I still find is hilarious. I've heard of people having like hour-long queue times with it too, because there's like nobody playing Conclave, which isn't too surprising per se. It's just how things go, I guess, ultimately. You know what? Fuck it, I'm throwing the rest of these down. I don't like how they're just stuck here. Granted, I know almost nothing about Conclave, so don't quote me on that. I've never personally touched it because it's PvP and I don't do PvP. Or at least I tend to avoid PvP like an absolute plague as best as I can. Because there isn't really a reason for me to go play PvP. Not a reason. Alright, one thing I do kind of wonder though is, nah, we're not gonna be able to get it. Okay, so next time I do this, I need to make sure that I have my cat with me. Kittens. I need to make sure that I have the kittens. Because if I don't have my cat, we are toast. Yeah, we're gonna be cooked. If I didn't have the dude being stuck on me, I'd be able to go through and actually, be able to do this just fine, but the dude's like, hold on. Where'd you go? Oh, you can only carry secondary. Never mind. I'm not gonna give him secondaries. Necros? No, Necros wouldn't be able to help here. Yeah, Necros's abilities don't work on this, unfortunately. Also, that mods you can get from Conclave, you can either get them for cheap or from other players from the battle pass. Yeah, the a lot of the people only do Conclave just to max out the standing, because that's another bar that's ticked off once you finish off all the standing for Conclave. Unfortunately, there isn't like a speedy way of going through and doing it. Okay, I'm gonna do something really fucking stupid. And I'm gonna bring you up here. Actually, yes. Yes, there we go. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this guy stuck right here. And that way we can just have them all the enemies just come at us this way. So what you're saying is that you need to max out Conclave 200% this game. Yes, you do. But it's purely just for the standings and whatnot. If you don't want to have to... Generally speaking, people don't count Conclave as a part of the actual game though, just because it's not worth it. In most cases. Genuinely speaking. It's one of those ones where like people do it, but it's not like a... It's not something that actually matters ultimately. I know this might be technically cheating, but this wouldn't be the only time that we do this kind of stuff. By moving our target, or at least defense target, into spots where they can't die. Or have a harder time dying at least. Actually, this might actually work out really well because I can just defend this point myself, and then I can just let you guys go through and take care of the rest after that. I can handle the defense solo here, so can you guys target and hunt down the enemies to clear things faster? No, Conclave does not give you MR or LR at all. Unfortunately, Conclave doesn't actually give you anything in terms of MR either. It's purely just for the it's just for the stat. That's it. And honestly, when your inventory, like when your profile looks like this, I don't think it matters ultimately because I've got everything else maxed out. The only one that I didn't max out, specifically speaking, is the Conclave, wherever that is. I'm assuming it's Garrison, probably. But I don't actually know. Hello, Kaninimus. What you gonna do? I'm just gonna sit like right here. Yes. I should be able to handle this. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? I'm just gonna throw the rest of these down real quick, just so I can have these right here. Oh, here, Torix, welcome. How you guys doing? What you guys been up to? What kind of chaos you guys been causing? What kind of shenanigans you guys been doing? Oh, Garrison's call. Never mind. Never mind. You're right. Garrison is call. Never mind. That's on me. I completely forgot about call. But yes, Garrison is call. Yes. Oh, welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the shenanigans of us deciding to apparently lose our fucking minds while fighting enemies. Excuse me, the fuck? Why are you immune? Huh? Why are you immune? What the fuck? Ow. Why are you immune? The fuck? Why are they immune? Why are they so tanky? What the fuck? They should not be this tanky. Did I get hit by like a defense thing that just like made them even worse? Like what causes them to be that tanky? This is level 80. They should not be this hard. What? Because I haven't done Call's missions in like months. It's been a while. Like I'm in Call's camp as like my home, but like I keep on forgetting that that's where I am. Because I honestly don't do Call's missions very often, if at all. I don't really see the point in doing them. Unless you're looking for like an extra 30 plat a week, it's not really worth doing calls missions. About 60 plat sometimes, if you're lucky. Yeah, what caused them to be so tanky? What happened there? Yeah, they're so tanky. What the fuck? Dudes, why are you being so tanky? What? You're level 80 at best. What's the point? Oh, it's because my fucking, oh, it's my Cascadia Flare. That's why. It's not kept up. Because there isn't enough enemies coming this way that my Cascadia Flare is not kept up. Well, that's awkward. I'll just keep my roar going then. Just so I can keep that up. Actually, what I could probably do is switch out my cascade or my roar for Zada's Whisper. Because this is a mostly strength build, so if I have Zada's Whisper at like maximum strength, I could probably have this be a DPS build as well. Or more so in terms of that, just a weapons platform. Also thinking I'll have to check out what the actual proper build is on this and then see if I can turn this into a weapons platform. Because if I can turn this into a weapons platform, I'm chillin'. Absolutely chillin'. Effort prepared to... In an effort... hello, cracking... Oh, crap! You cracked 30 relics today? Jesus Christ. It's a few. Just a few relics. It's not bad. How many golds have you been getting? Because we were cracking some relics earlier and we got about 4 or 5 golds, so it wasn't actually too bad. Going for a little bit more gold would actually be kind of worth cracking a bit more relics and stuff, but not sure. Not sure indeed. Oh! Yes! Another free forma! Yes! Oh my god, this is the main reason why I grind arbitrations, by the way, guys. This is the exact reason I grind arbitrations. Unironically. Is purely for the Omniforma. Just because like the Omniforma, I need so much of it, but also at the same time, it's nice to have it like crafting and whatnot, just so I have it out of the way. Just so I don't need to care. Okay, I'm gonna wait for you guys to get over here. And then we're gonna get you guys... Oh, no, Goose is down! Crap! Goose, you're down! Hoping to get another 6k ducats before Friday. How many ducats do you have currently, Torax? $4,000? Okay. You're gonna be on a tight budget then. You're gonna be on a full, like, super tight budget then. I know. That's why cracking... What? What? No, nobody said you sucked, Goose. Do you have any idea how often I go down, Goose? Like my guy. Just because you went down once does not mean you suck. Got like enough to get like 15 prime mods. And oh, okay, cool, that works. Yeah, if that's the case, then that works. I probably won't be able to go through and mess around with Prime to borrow or borrow in Tenocon at least. I'm hoping to be able to go through and do it. Oh, and okay, so Goose is still down. Okay, so I still need to get more tokens to get you back. Run out of credits before ducats. Yeah, your credits are gonna be your biggest issue. I need about 21 million credits for what I'm trying to do. And I'm currently sitting at about 1 right now. So unfortunately, I'm kind of broke in terms of credit-wise and stuff, which kind of sucks a little bit, but yeah. You have 10 mil? Yeah. I'm gonna have to sit down and actually go through and do quite a bit of work a little bit to get a bit more credits. I'm gonna be doing a credit farm through as much as I hate doing this, I'm gonna have to go through and actually grab my I'm gonna have to go through and do a bunch of Profit Taker, which is gonna suck ass to do, but welcome to life, I guess. We're just gonna suffer with Profit Taker for a while until I can get enough credits. Hey, at least we'll be able to finish off the little duck grind too. Sell your stuff. I don't need a free inventory. Yes, I've already done so. I've already gone through and like removed my entire like inventory's worth of stuff entirely. At one point I was actually at 22,000 credits or ducats, sorry. Yeah, I think it's 22,000 ducats. I'm still above 10k right now, but I want to be able to get a bit higher because I want to be able to have at least minimum. I want to have at least, if I can, 40,000 ducats, if I can, minimum. So I'm gonna be min-maxing the shit out of this. How long is Tenocon's borrow here for? Because if he's here after the 12th, I'll be able to go see him. If not, I won't be able to. Stockpile? Of what? No. Shit. Okay, because I'm not going to be here during the weekends. I might actually have to ask other peeps to help me go grab all the stuff here. No, I'm gone till the 12th. I'm going to be gone from the 9th to the 12th for doing a bunch of... Oh, Goose it's now following Goose. Okay, cool. Hey, Goose, could I request that you go hang out up here really quick? Up here. Down here, right there. It'll keep the target from dying and stuff if we don't have them out in the open. The only reason why I dived down is because you went down. To keep you around and keep you alive. Because I'm going to be gone from the 12th or the 9th to the 12th camping and stuff, so I don't know entirely if I'm going to be able to do things effectively in terms of like actually having a proper talking to bar. Actually, yeah, I might be able to. I just need to go make sure that I've got everything taken care of there. Hopefully. I don't. So my inventory. Oh shit! I forgot to ask Matrix. Shit. So we have somebody who went through and burned all of their or almost all of their arcanes into phosphor, and they ended up with 252,000 phosphor. Now here's the thing. What I was curious about is now they said that they went through and burnt all their relics or all of their prime parts into ducats. And what I'm kind of concerned about is the fact that they do cascades on a regular basis. And I'm not sure exactly what that's going to result in terms of the amount of ducats that they have in their inventory at the moment. They probably have enough to be able to cover off all 70,000 that they need for what they're doing. But like, my god, it's probably going to get out of hand, because what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to get as many of the mod drop transboosters as we can. Because the mod drop transboosters are what's going to be able to go through and cover most of our income in the future, because we need to be able to do it for both arcanes and other things like that. So being able to go through and clear off a year or even 2 years worth of mod drop transboosters in a single go is going to be insane. Like really, really nice. Hopefully, I'm really, really hoping that there's going to be I'm going to be able to go and crack a bunch of relics to be able to go through and get enough of that, but I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be feasible. Because there is one of those things where, yeah, it's mostly just boosters, yeah. Can you get regular boosters too? Or is it just mod drop chance boosters? Because if you can get other boosters too, then that changes things as well. Because then that's going to be a whole situation in its own right of like, I'm going to have to go through and grind out everything. Access begins July 11th at 11, ends at July. Okay, cool. We're good. We're okay. I can make it then. We're good. Don't know about other boosters? Okay, cool. Yeah. We did the math, by the way. You need 71,000 ducats on the high ends. So there's an estimate between you need 60 to 70,000 ducats, and you need 20 to 21 million credits to be able to get a year's worth of mod drop trans boosters. The unfortunate part about that is since it costs that much to do, the majority of players will not be able to get a year's worth of mod drop chance booster. The only problem here is that I now need to go through and grind out all of that to be able to do it, and that causes issues, to say the least. Like, huge issues. But I don't know if it's going to be that big of an issue, ultimately speaking. That's assuming that it's 200 ducats per. If it's 450 ducats per, it becomes a hell of a lot more expensive. Like, a lot more expensive. By a considerable amount. Though I don't think it's going to be too insane. I don't think, at least. I could be mistaken. I'm hoping it's going to be on the cheaper end, though, because, like, there shouldn't be too big of an issue. Hopefully, at least. Yeah, it should be okay. If anything, I can also just go through and start working on... oh, no, but I need to go crack relics first. There is going to be a couple of defense missions that we can go crack, yeah, there's a couple of defense missions that we can do on Uranus that allows us to go through and crack a relic every... I think it's like every 2.5 minutes. Yeah, I think it's a 2.5 minute per relic crack, I think is what we have it down to right now. I don't know if I'm going to be super interested in the primed mods I don't have. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the farm mods themselves, if you want to be able to go through and collect them all and have copies, that's always a good idea to have copies, because that way you can have a couple that are like unranked and then some that are ranked. So that if you ever, like, when you're modding and or setting up your different like Warframes and stuff, you can go through and have the mods there inside of your stuff, but then you can just go through and like slot in the fully ranked mods afterwards. Thinking here. It's what a lot of people end up doing with most of their mods, is that they have both a ranked and unranked copy. And then there's quite a few different mods, like for example, preparation that only needs to be at rank 8, not rank 10, I think it is. So like it comes down to just being one of those ones where like it comes down to just, if you're going to be doing a lot of modding, you probably want to grab extras. If not, don't worry about it too much. Yeah, you can also sell them for more plat too. Because the prime mods also go for quite a bit as well. If you have extras, that is. If you don't, that's okay. Speaking of prime mods though, I do need to go through and collect as many of them as I possibly can. Some of the prime mods still go for like over 200 plat. That's not going to be the same thing for after TennoCon. It's going to be those prices are going to like crash. After TennoCon, they will just crash because since they're going to have access to like every single one of the prime mods at once, everybody's going to buy like all of the ones that are like super expensive and then just sell them like crazy. Yeah, everything's going to crash for a while. Well, not everything, but anything coming from Borrow specifically will crash for a while. Which isn't necessarily too bad per se. Not too bad at all. No. Honestly, the prime mods aren't even the best things to grab. Yeah, that's why I'm going purely for it's why I'm going entirely just for the all of the modular transposers and stuff, because like that's what I'm going for specifically. There are some weapons that I do need. I need one weapon actually. Specifically speaking, hold on, let's head out here. Because there's one weapon that I need still from Borrow, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to grab it, so it's gonna be one of those issues, but it should be fine. I hope at least. I go for cosmetics first, honestly. Cosmetics, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Makes sense. Oh, you just have it like on the wall itself. Oh, interesting. It's kind of cool. That's actually really cool. Why the fuck is there a giant face behind the Millennium Falcon though? That is actually kind of cursed. Yeah, that's like genuinely cursed though. Yeah, you can't sell you can't resell cosmetics though, which is the unfortunate part. I really wish you could though. That'd be nice. Well, I mean, there are some cosmetics that you can resell, but it's not really worth it. Yeah, it's not really worth doing. Oh, interesting. I don't have enough forma. Would you look at that? How about we go through and do a little bit of a quick little thingy of, What? The thingy didn't show up there? Okay, fine, I guess. It's not gonna show up for me sometimes. Whatever, I guess. Two of you. Wait, what? Yeah, it's cool. Have an awesome time, Ghost. We'll talk to you later, okay? Do what you gotta do. Okay, where's our strength? So what were we looking at? What's our strength on this build? Because if our strength is high enough, then yeah, it's gonna be worth it. Oh yeah, it's gonna be worth it to use Zealous Whisper. Oh, that's right, because there was one thing that I was missing for this, and I completely forgot about that. Because I was gonna go through and do some other stufers, but I'm not gonna do that for you for now, at least, because I want to go through and do some other stufs first. Was it you that I was working on to have all the stuffers? No, it wasn't you. Was it? Might have been you, actually. Can't remember who it was. Was it Geyer? Nope. Not Geyer. Who was it? Titania? No. This is interesting because I'm trying to figure out exactly which Warframe I had that would be... Huh. Is it you? No, it doesn't feel like it. No, it wouldn't be you. Huh. I guess maybe I've just been sputting them out around here from time to time. Whoops. Well, what I should do then is I should probably go build my Zaku and get my Zaku going. You're not maxed out though. Geyer is maxed out. A few of my prime mods, mostly the elemental ones, and I think some of the damage mods if I have some left over. Say cosmetics because fashion frame is true. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, to be fair, you don't necessarily have to go crazy and like have everything work for you. Like it's not the end of the universe per se, it's just one of those things that's nice to have if you can, that is. Zaku's range 2. Yeah, but I don't need Zaku to be at 280. What would be the purpose for that? Zaku's range being at 280 is unneeded. Like, genuinely. Oh, also, if you guys don't know this, this is probably something that a lot of you guys don't know this. A lot of people were mentioning before that they didn't want to use Omniforma because, like, the, because Omniforma doesn't work with, Umbraforma specifically. As you can see, it does. Omniforma does, it just doesn't give a negative. For Umbra Forma or Umbra mods. So it does actually work with them, it's just that it's not gonna like work perfectly with them. Is all. It doesn't give you a discount. It gives you a discount on everything else. So if you want to really go through and like do things like the insane way, is what you do is you go through, you like max out the Omniforma that you can fit on into a single way. It's great. More guns is always better. Well, true. Okay, so the thing is that I was talking about before, Vital, is that there is a limit to the necessity for that kind of stuff. So, for example, if you are going to go to take a look at messing with having like more weapons and stuff, you need to make sure that the DPS that you're going to have come out of that is actually worth the work that's required for that, or if there's something that you can make that's easier to go through and take care of and maintain rather than have more weapons that could potentially just achieve the same goal anyways. That's why my it's why my Zaku doesn't go to insane lengths of like having like a crazy high stat, is because the current build that they have has enough duration to where it's not annoying to use them, is able to have enough strength and range to be able to go through and get everything done that like outscale, and have enough weapons to be able to do more damage than the enemies and kill them fast enough. And then the extra damage that I need to be able to meet that extra damage like goals and like requirements for being at level cap, I just use my epitaph for. So it's less of like less stress on everybody's side of like having to worry about like extra stuff. It also makes it easier for whenever I'm streaming too, because then I can just like care a lot less about paying attention, and then just focusing mostly just on what I'm currently doing at the moment. Also, to answer your question about ribbon farming and stuff, I only recently figured this out. It's honestly not too hard. So for example, I have my comma ribbon here. What you do is you go to the Warframe market, go to contracts, and just look up your comma ribbon here, or comma ribbons here. And then you just scroll down to look at the actual overall price of the ribbons that are here. And then you just compare this to this, and figure out exactly how much it would sell for. So like this would probably sell for about 30 to 40 plat. There are some bids that go for a little bit more, so you can have some people sell them for like 100 plat or so. It really depends on what's going on. So it's actually not too bad. Actually, this might actually go for a little bit more. Might be like closer to 100 actually, speaking of which. But yeah, so it's not entirely that hard to go through and do. But it could cost, like it does take a bit of time to get used to. Then 1 Grakata, 2 Grakatas, so I go the way of Clem and more guns. What? Counterpoint! Okay, I see. The problem there is that more guns does not always mean better. Unfortunately, not in Warframe at least. Not if you're trying to do like endurance builds at least. Though I can understand why it would be interesting to have more weapons and stuff. .2... No, you're not here. Status duration. Status duration down here. 108. Sorry, I'm gonna just list this really quick while I got a chance. And I don't forget about it. Slash. Set to 137.4. And then set our negative. I don't actually have a negative attribute for this one, so it's critical damage at 104.8. MR10. Madurai, I think this would be Naraman. You're good here. Next. Sell price of 100, visible, and create. There we go. Yeah, it does not matter for Riven specifically. People don't really care. It's just that they care more about the stats, the overall stats of the Rivens, and oftentimes it doesn't even matter about the overall stats of the Rivens. Because sometimes people will just go through and like actually just Phantasma. Just buy them off of you regardless. It's pretty cool. Oh, the Phantasma goes for a decent amount too. Polarity, than the rank. Oh, that's true, the polarity. Well, actually, you can fix that issue by just having Omniform on everything, so. Why would you need to care about anything if you can just have Omniforma over everything? It's great. Then you don't need to care about any of the polarities. It's great. It's fantastic. I'm at the end game. I don't need to care if it's expensive or not. Also, if I'm gonna be going in and like having a weapon that goes through and has like that I'm gonna be building for specifically for this, then it's gonna work out just fine. Kunai, no, kunai is spelled with a K again because Warframe and their Ks is nutty. Really? The kunai ribbon goes for a decent amount too. Yeah, the kunai ribbon goes for like a really good amount actually, for that matter. It goes for about 80 flat. Actually, that would probably go for a lot more than 80 flat actually. Yeah, this would probably go for a little bit more than just 80 flat. Kunai is, oh yeah, it might have an Incarnon, yeah. I mean, it would make sense. I'll probably sell this one for like 100 flat. Yeah, I'll probably sell this one for like 100 flat or something. This is the main way to make, the main way to make flat, by the way, guys, if you guys don't know. This is one of the best and easiest ways to do so without actually having to burn too many resources. Projectile. Sweet, I want to build up my Akiko, but I don't have the mod to make it work. Oh, you mean the Sentient Surge? Do you not have Sentient Surge? 0.7. I thought you would. 233.5. No, that's not one. Critical chance. 233.5. I've been seeing the other way to make plat is by the fish black market. Yeah, the fish black market can make you plat, yes. But this is like one of the best ways to do it if you're looking for an easy way that does not burn resources. To a degree. The only real downside to doing it this way is that you end up potentially burning quite a bit of time doing all the missions and stuff for it. Now, the only real issue with this, specifically speaking, is you also need to spend some time learning how to actually sell the ribbons too. But aside of that, you're fine. I'm pretty sure I have some extra sentient surges if you'd like them. Or if you'd like one. I'm pretty sure I have a couple extras. Yeah, the sentient surge doesn't go for much. It's pretty easy. 127.3. What do you mean the fish market still? Okay. It's not too big of an issue. It's not too big of an issue at all. There you go. Yeah, if you wanna have a hold on. What's it called, by the way? Sentient surge, right? How the fuck do you spell sentient surge? Guys, how do you spell sentient surge? Uh-oh. I don't know how to spell sentient. Uh-oh. What is this? Latin? It might actually be. Hold on. Where are you? Oh, there's no C in it. That's why. Yeah, I got 4 extra ones. Here. Vital, get in here. Where's your... Here. Get in here. I swear to God. Just get over here. There's a reason why I glaze the Ocucore, and it's because, for one, I'm not afraid to go through and give people access to the mod for the Ocucore, and 2, it is one of the best weapons in the early game, just objectively speaking. Well, for making things easier, at least. No, for other things, maybe not, but for making things just overall easier, yeah, it's great. Takes care of most things. Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, it works really well with Kome, like, genuinely. It's what I use my Ocucore for, actually, unironically, is for Kome. Sentient. If I can remember how to spell sentient! I'm gonna, like, crash out one of these days, and my fingers are just not gonna... Yes, perfect. A long winder? What the fuck is that fish? Where did you find that fish? Huh? Damn, I see. True, could search it by surge, but counterpoint, I'm dumb sometimes. And I forget that you can just like search things by not having to go through and do things a certain way, so like, meh. It's a Fortuna Lakefish. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, no, I've like never seen those fuckers, ever. Unless I have, in which case, pinch. Oh yeah, the fish market, yeah. Well, the fish market is mostly just meant as a meme. It's not meant as like something to actually follow through with. That's like genuinely what that is that it's meant entirely as a meme. That is all it's meant to be. Oh, Tere Grigori. Twin Roga. It's a twin Roga. Oh, it's you guys. Oh. I see. I mean, to be fair, I have a better plat grind anyways, where I make like 80 to 100 plat per trade. And it's not too difficult for me to keep up. It's just that it takes time for me to do. So like, I'm not exactly gonna fight on that one, if I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll let you guys keep your fish market while I have my my other markets that I have in terms of plat grinds and stuff. Get 17 kills in a row while wall dashing or wall latching without touching the floor or taking damage. Actually, that's really easy to hit. Like the overall stuff here. Oh, but then I need to use my Ocucore. Crap. Blast, magnetic. Actually, that should be fine. Hopefully. Hopefully that'll be okay. Ooh, actually what I should do is I should throw my Ocucore into this and just like have all of my I should put on my Omniform onto my Ocucore too. Finish off all that. Ocucore shall be my Ocucore. Kill 68 enemies while hold on. We're gonna do this real quick. Then we're gonna go through and do config B. But we're gonna duplicate this over to config B, override. Over to config B. Grab you, 68 enemies while undetected, get a headshot, kills, gliding, I guess 17 kills in a row while wall latching or while running and stuff. What? Oh, yeah, that's cool. Yes. Do you ever enter the Warframe plat raffle? What? There's a Warframe plat raffle? What? That's a thing? When was that a thing? Yeah, when was that a thing? Where? But 1,000 plat, what? I'm so confused. Is this something that's run by DE? Oh, I think I need to explain something to you guys. I don't join Discords. I also don't really do DMs or anything. Like, I have friends lists and stuff, or people that are friended with on Discord, but if they need to get a hold of me, that's about it. I don't use Discord for communication outside of that. Because I don't really see the point in doing so. So like, I tend to just not touch, fuck, I went to public match. So I don't tend to really touch, I don't really tend to touch like other servers or anything else like that. I don't see the need to. So that's why I'm not really like concerned about like stuff like that. It's also why I don't really know much about what's going on in other Discords or anything like that, is because it's genuinely something that I just don't pay attention to. Mostly because I don't have the time to. It's cool that they do the plat raffles in the Discord though. Pretty useful. Pretty chill. Pretty chill indeed. The question now is, can I find some enemies here? There we go. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to find a spot that's got a giant ass wall so I can just go through. This is one of the best places to do this, by the way. Because there's a lot of areas where there's a lot of like flat walls like this over here. You can just kind of sit here, do this, and then just like turn around. Get 17 kills in a row without touching the ground or... Wait, what? Hold on. While wall lashing, dashing, or... Wait, why is that not counting as kills? What? Is that considered me touching the ground? Hold on, what are you... Hold on. Is that considered me touching the ground? What does that even mean? Hold on, is that not wall latching? Yeah, why? Latching without touching the floor or taking damage. Oh, because I'm taking damage! Oh, that's awkward. Actually, hold on, I can just like go invisible. Hold on. Nope, still going in. Yeah, no, I don't know if I can do this without taking damage. What the fuck? Let me go up here then. Oh! So, no. You want to know the reason? It's because I have an arcane on, that lets me go through and take damage, but also increases my parkour velocity. That's why. I have an arcane enabled on my Warframe that gives me parkour velocity for taking damage. Which is a little awkward because I did not mean to do that, but whatever, it's fine. Minor issues. Yeah, friends only. There you go. Slightly awkward. Automatically unveils them from Ironwake. Yes, I did. I have burnt through 20 of them in the last week or so. About that. About 20. Yeah, about 20 of them in like the last week or so. It's interesting to say the least, because you will burn through them very quickly once you start actually doing like proper like plat grinding and stuff. The only real issue there is that you're going to be going through and doing it the problem way, and it's just pain. And make stock reset, yes, I know. I know it did. Unless, did I already burn the one that was there? Actually, I might have burnt the one that was there last week, not this week. I might be thinking about the wrong thing, unless I already did burn it, in which case, fair enough, I guess. Preparation, because I would not actually be surprised if I did. Because, you know, it's just how things go, I guess. I'll have to go check it after in a second too. I'm basically only really focused on cracking my, cracking all of my pistol ribbons, because I want to go through and get as many of them out of the way as possible. But also, at the same time, I don't entirely know, what goes on there, I think? I'm not sure. Unmake stock reset yesterday. Okay, I'll have to go check that in a second too. Actually, let me do something very important first, because I need to go through and change my arcane from the one that I have here to my other one. So on headshot, no. Pistol headshot. What? Wait, then where am I getting the damage from? Is it you? What am I taking? Where's my arcane that I'm taking damage from? Deadhead, Flare? No, it's none of you. Oh, combat discipline. Cool, thank you. Ooh, 12-second wall latch, nice. This is also what the Warframe trading market's like. It's not as like insane as some may think it is, but it's also not too bad. By the way, preparation tends to sell like really well. So if you guys are looking for like a really easy way to go through and make a crap ton of plat, preparation actually sells like a crap ton, like really well, and like super quickly. It's just that preparation's also a bit of a pain in the ass to get a hold of sometimes. So if you're not careful, yes, it can be problematic. Preparation, there you go. And then we should be good. This is also one of those things where like you want to be focused on things that aren't going to cost anything less than 10 plat per trade. Usually, because that way it actually makes it so you can at least get like 350 plat per day or so. Or at least, for me specifically, I'm at 35 trades per day, but like whatever MR you're at is how many trades you'll have. So like say you're MR 16, you'll have 16 trades per day. So it really does depend on the person and like what their MRs are like. No worries. But it really does come down to that. But usually aiming for something that's a little bit higher than 10 plat per day is usually your best bet in terms of actual like plat acquisition, because otherwise you're just gonna end up like losing your mind a little bit. Also, I hope you guys don't mind me trading for plat and stuff while I'm on stream. Because this is like one of the few times when I can actually sit down and have my like game open to be able to go through and actually do plat grinding. Usually I'm either like working on like videos or like other things like that. It's like I don't have the stuffs where I can just like sit down and stuff for it. Yeah, it's per 30. Okay, cool. Yeah. More preparation. More preparation. Hello. Okay, so I have another 5 preparations to go through for. Preparation. 5 EU. Rank 0. Price per unit, 5. No. You're saying it? Oh, people are selling it for 15 now. Nice. 15, quantity. I have 5 of you, so preparation, send you into the market, and we're good to go. Make even more plat. Economy! Yes! Oh, the interception's up? Oh, actually, that's a good point. Should we go do the interception, guys? Or go to the interception arbitration? If we can get a full team, we'll do it. So if we can make sure that we have 4 people for it, then we can do the interception. Otherwise, I don't know if it'll actually be worth running the interception. Maybe? Actually, having 2 people should be fine, I think. Maybe, potentially. Well, yeah, Vital, I know that you want to join for it, but does anybody else want to? Just so we can actually, like, get, like, a decent, like, team going for it. Okay, there you go. I'm gonna switch into being a wisp, because might as well switch into wisp really quick. There you go. Wisp prime is over here. Arbitration, we're doing it in interception arbitration. It is going to be an interception arbitration that's on Rhea, Grenier. Oh, that's actually not bad. That's pretty good. What's the level? Or what's the overall level? You want to join? Alright, cool. Do you have a, just out of curiosity, do you have any kind of, like, whatchamacallits here? Do you have a Cyto 9 by any chance? Like a built Cyto 9? Or a Vauban? Do you have a built Cyto 9 or Vauban? Because I'll be bringing Wisp just so that we can take care of Wisp. And not have to worry about Wisp too much. But if you guys have a built Cyto 9 or, no, you don't? Crap. Because the build that we do specifically for Cyto 9 and Vauban specifically is so that we can go through and do the grind a little bit faster. It saves us quite a bit of time. It also lets us go through and hold down locations pretty easy aside of the interception, because we're gonna be feathering it by about 2% or 1 or 2% consistently. Okay, I'll be back in a second too. I'm gonna grab some more water. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So yes, no, the your revenant would be just fine. As long as Vital and I hold the 2 positions, we should be okay. And then if we can hold a 3rd every once in a while and contest it, it should be okay. Can you send me a message in game, by the way? Really quick, Beast? This is my IGN right here. But can you send me a message really quick in game? Because that way I can actually go through and take care of my stuff just fine, hopefully. Hopefully. There we go. Bring you in here. There you go. And then just grab that. Yes. And then close you. You should be able to join. There you go. We have you here. Okay, we're good. Secondary interception. Let's see if we can do this here. Okay, cool. And now we should be fine. Hopefully the this isn't gonna be too bad. This might be my last arbitration for the day though, just because I do want to let my room cool off and we're approaching the 3-hour mark. Oh my god, it's so hot in here. They still haven't fixed my AC, and or they did, but it's not working properly anymore. Like it's like barely functional. So I have to like keep my computer off for most of the day, and then I usually work during the night now. This is actually the only time when I actually work during the day for the most part. Or not necessarily work per se, but like I have my computers on during the day now. It's way too hot. That's awkward. That's not what I wanted to do. Alright, well, I guess we'll just be chilling then, I guess. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I mean, it's really good for mobile. They went through and did quite a bit of work to get mobile working decently well for the most part. There are some things that they could do to make it a little bit better, but minor issues. Very, very minor issues at this point. Very, very, very minor issues. Yeah, we probably don't want to be feathering this actually. We probably don't want to. Yeah, let's just capture all 4 points and just go from there. Do what we can do. The other thing that's kind of annoying for doing Warframe specifically on mobile though is the fact that we have to deal with load times. If it weren't for like the load times within the actual like mobile version of Warframe, I'd be 100% down for it to be like a thing constantly, but unfortunately phones don't have the best load times, at least on average. It's still better than a Switch, but still. It's still a binge. The Switch is the Switch kind of suffers heavily when it comes to just almost everything that it's doing. Oh, hi Drone. Hello Drone, how are you feeling today? Da da da. Da 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 da. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that they gotta go through and take care of. The shoes. Though granted, Warframe still works ridiculously well considering what's going on. There you go. We got all 4 towers. We should probably just do this so we can get all the just drops for the whatchamacallits here. Consistent amounts of crap, what are they called? Treasures. So we can get more endo and stuff. Might as well just turn this into an endo grind, not a Vitus Essence grind. One of the main reason why I'm thinking that it might be better for us not to do Vitus Essence grinding right now is because we just don't have a 4th person. If we had a 4th person, then it would be fine, but I don't know if that's one that we want to be running the risk of accidentally failing. Which would be unfortunate. Very unfortunate. What? Did you guys take B point? Hey! You nerds. B point has been lost. I'm gonna go take care of C point really quick. Hold up. Let me just go take care of C point. Hey, look at that. You can actually cover the entire map at once. Alright, time to just murder everything. Perfect. I can see the entire map at once and see what's being lost and what's being gained, other stuff like that. Hey, can somebody go over to C point really quick? Or D point, sorry? I don't know if you guys are over at D point, but we need somebody there. Really quick. That's pretty fast. Don't notice items, PC and PC. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, it's more of so I don't know if you've noticed this, but a lot of the times if you're running stuff on either PlayStation or like on a phone or like console and whatnot versus like a PC, if you're running NVMe, like an NVMe on your PC, you'll actually notice the difference in load times between the two. But it also depends on the rest of your hardware as well, and what kind of like motherboard you have and other things like that. The difference in noticeability within terms of like loading times and whatnot is actually very noticeable. Though then again, I might just be a little insane when it comes to load times because I don't like being stuck. I don't like it when I get stuck in a game and I can't go anywhere. It like drives me up a wall. And so whenever I like play games like Warframe or like other games that like require like loading between areas and stuff, it drives me just slightly insane whenever I can't move. I think I might just be insane though, just slightly. Load times are something that very much matters to me. Just a little bit. Then again, there's a thing where if you do have like really bad load times, you can end up running the issue of, especially in Warframe, for example, we've run into a couple times where console players end up loading in so far after us that we end up finishing the mission before they end up getting in to the mission. Because if you take more than about 30 to 40 seconds for load times in some missions, you can actually have your team finish the mission before you even finish loading in, which is a little awkward. Wiggle, yeah. No, I got you. But like, it's just one of those ones where I got used to speedrunning missions, so if I can do a mission faster than I can load into a match, or I guess into a mission, it drives me a little bit fast, just a little bit up a wall. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Ooh, Arcane Tanker. Nice. Not that we needed it, but add that to the list. Well, I guess we do need that one, actually. We do need more of the Arcanes and stuff. Add them to the list. More Arcanes. Meow. Meow. You guys won't really see me doing speedrunning and stuff here, though. Unless it's like Thumpers, specifically. Because I have a deep hatred of having to deal with Thumpers not spawning in under 7 seconds. I swear to God. I still need to figure out what that tech is. Like what's causing them not to spawn in for that, not spawn in that quickly. Because there's something that's stopping them from spawning in under 7 seconds, and I don't know what it is. I'm trying to figure it out, but I haven't gotten it yet. I'm close to figuring it out. So the reason I know that they can spawn in under 7 seconds consistently is because I can do it with my Arcwing. But the second that I go into Titania's pixie form, it takes anywhere between 10 and 14 seconds sometimes for them to spawn in. And I know this sounds like it's like a... I know this sounds like it's like a very minor issue of like 4 or 5 seconds, but when the entire total mission time is 28 to 35 seconds long for the entire Thumper mission time, it becomes a bit of an issue where like an extra like 4 to 5 seconds on top of like load times and stuff, or loading in like having them spawn in, can actually affect those times heavily, which is unfortunate. No, so 30 seconds is not impressive. It's not. I could shave it down to 16. No. No. See, the thing is that you might say that I'm losing time to stacking it onto Titania. No, I did testing. No. That's not what it is. So, as weird as this may sound, stacking it onto Titania isn't actually what's causing me to lose time. I need to figure out what's causing it though, and I'm gonna figure this out one of these days. The reason why I'm saying that, like, don't have a fourth, but there's 40... What? I don't know. Also, I don't really know... Okay, also, I'd appreciate it if you didn't talk about how many people are watching, because, like, I genuinely am terrified of the number. So, like, could you not, like, point out how many people are here? Please, I do appreciate it. Also, for those who are lurking, I appreciate you. And now I'm scared. Thanks. Shit. Yeah, no, if you guys want to lurk and stuff and not like partake, it's fine. I don't mind. I'd much rather you guys partake and just like hang out and stuff. I don't mind at all. I am not bothered. Death has disappeared. What? We have death? But then death what? Oh, wait, what the fuck? Why do you have multiple... What are you doing with multiple accounts here, Death? Homie, what? Oh, he's watching. Yeah. Gotta eat dinner. I can't frame game and nom. Yeah, exactly. If y'all just want to like eat dinner, I ate before. I'm no joke. I have like a thing now where I like sit down and like actually make food before I join you guys and like or before I start streams and stuff. So like sometimes I might be like a little late by about half an hour or so, because I sometimes just like sit down and make some pasta. I made some tortellini right before stream, so I can actually stream without needing to go and make food or ending stream because I'm hungry or something. It's just to take care of that like really quickly. The account was literally made today. Yeah, no, that's yeah. Be careful with making multiple accounts on Twitch, by the way. Twitch has an auto ban feature for auto moderation and stuff, where they will actually ban multiple accounts that they can tell are from the same PC and whatnot. So just heads up. they might just like auto ban anybody that has like the same similar names and whatnot. So just heads up. Da, 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 da. As like a quick warning, not a me banning you thing, but more of a Twitch banning you due to them having a huge issue with botting and stuff. Yeah. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but a while back, Twitch went through and actually banned a shit ton of bots on their platform and increased their moderation to for anti-botting and stuff. And they lost, no joke, 40% of their overall viewership after they made those changes. So, and that wasn't even an aggressive change either. They weren't even aggressively going after the bots. They just lost 40% of their viewership straight off, like platform-wide, off of just getting rid of the bots. So, yeah. Yeah, so when they went through and set up the stuff and they went, like, if they were to make it even more aggressive, it would be probably closer to 50 to 60. So, like, it's one of those ones where, like, I would highly recommend just being careful with having multiple different, like, accounts and stuff like that, because it will end up resulting in some, potential shenanigans. Okay, I'm gonna let you do D point. I'm gonna head over to C point really quick. C point! Yes, it is an SAO reference. Yes. And if it's not an SAO reference, I'm sorry, but that ain't ballin'. I'm sorry. That has to be SAO. There's no way it's not. Specifically because Deathgun is a SAO specific character. I don't know of any other anime that has a character that's named that by any means whatsoever. Though Deathgun is a psychotic fanatic. Like, psychotic, straight up. Could be a jank chainsaw man thing? Maybe? No, but the thing is that Deathgun is more of just like a thingy there. So like, I don't know. It comes to one of those. I'm not entirely sure. It's really one of those. But yeah, should be fine. Should be a-okay, okay. We are having a rough time with this mission. Holy shit. Okay, you're over here. Yeah, we're gonna go head over to this one real quick. How do you... So what's the, feels like the best SAO stuff lacks? I could do those, bro. Well, no, see, you're just a hater, Kelshi. No, they were not if you're talking about the enemies here, this is not aggressive. This is like, I'm actually having issues because there's not enough enemy density. Like, straight up. There is not enough enemy density here. It's just how things go. There's a lot of builds and stuff that do require quite a bit of enemy density to be able to go through and build and have stacks going. Like the build that I'm currently using I do actually need to have a proper, like, enough enemies for it to actually work properly. And the Gun Gale spin-off is also better. Well, see, the thing is that Kelshi, you're also a hater. So shush. Jesus Christ. Though there is one form of SAO that I think everybody can agree on. The SAO abridged is fucking peak. There's nothing on this planet that can make SAO better than the fucking SAO abridged. And honestly, yeah, no, it is like actually insane. Though, so it's a very, very different atmosphere than the original SAO, but it is actually fantastic. It's great. Though, I'm gonna be honest with you, it is for a very, very specific type of audience. Jesus Christ. Why are the SAO? Well, it's because it's an anime game based on an anime. If you want to see some games that are also really expensive, take a look at all the games that are related to Dragon Ball. Those ones also sell for quite a bit as well. Yeah, so like look at like the Dragon Ball series, like all the games for that, and it's Pange. Okay, Bleach? I got through about 200 episodes of Bleach and I couldn't keep going. I don't know what it is, but I just could not keep going. Granted, I made it through about 400 episodes of One Piece and I finished all of Naruto. So like, I'm close, but not like all the way there to finishing Bleach. I do want to sit down and actually finish most of Bleach later at some point, but like, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. It's Pange. Actual hell. Actually there. Meow. But then again, it's also not my type of anime, really. I'm more of like a slice of life enjoyer. So like, a lot of the anime that I tend to watch happen to be more like Hiromiya and stuff like that. It's a lot more, chill. So that's just how it goes. 1,000-Year Blood War. Are you talking about Bleach? Because if you're talking about Bleach, I know very little about it. I'm sorry to say. Outside of what I've actually seen, I don't know much. I've only seen the first 2 seasons, I think. Oh, crap. B-site is currently being contested. We need to make sure that we keep B-site here. Yeah, there you go. Season 14. What? Season 14? Oh, Jesus Christ. In Bleach or, No, 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 no. That would be Bleach. That can't be, One Piece because there's only 1 season of One Piece currently. That's one of the reasons why I couldn't keep going with Bleach is because of just how much filler there was. Like, there's so much. Like, a lot of the times when people say, like, Shippuden, like Naruto Shippuden was bad, no. Bleach is like a whole different entire beast when it comes to filler. Now, not to say that filler can't be good. Like, for example, Dragon Ball's filler is actually really, really good and really well done. Same thing for the filler inside of Naruto. But there isn't any, there's quite a bit of filler inside of like Naruto Shippuden that actually doesn't do too well. But the first Naruto series does actually really well for filler. Hello, hey one time. But it's just generally how it goes. So it's fun. It's a-okay. Yes! Sculpture! Add to our list. I actually like some of the slice of life filler stuff in anime. Oh yeah, I mean that's exactly why I like it. There's a lot of anime that I watch purely for the slice of life. Like, it's really funny because a lot of people watch a lot of anime for like the action and like other stuff. No, I'm there for the fucking slice of life moments, homie. It's the reason why I like it's why I like My Hero Academia so much is because of the slice of life and or the lives that they have outside of doing what they do normally. Because like sure their battles and stuff are really cool, but I more care about what happens outside of the fighting, you know? Also, Stain is probably one of the best written anti-heroes I think I've ever seen. Like straight up. If you know why I say that, you understand why. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Super chill. There's a couple other anti-heroes, like for example Pain from Naruto, who does, like they do pretty good with that one as well, but still not as good as Stain. But that's just because Stain is very much one of those like anti-heroes where like you can understand why they feel the way that they do and why they had to lead to where they had to go, rather than like you can actually understand their convictions, which is one of the best ways to write an anti-hero is where they're morally gray in the sense of like you can understand why they do what they do, but still can't quite agree with them. It's best. Scientific Railgun is the most confusing manga. Okay, so hear me out. The anime is better. And only for the fact of it's a little bit easier to follow. The anime is so much better to follow than the manga. Though granted, I haven't read the manga personally. I've just heard a lot of people mention that the manga is a little bit confusing. So it's fine. Index is the main story. Oh, yeah, it makes sense. But still. Index is a pretty good story though. So like, hear me out. It's not bad. I'm not gonna argue. It's delicious. Some of the best stories ever. Ooh, actually, have you guys seen Reincarnated as a Slime is getting their final season? Well, quote-unquote final season. The last 72 episodes of the anime are currently airing right now. All the way they managed to go through and get enough production costs to finish off the entire anime start to finish, basically. For the entire rest of it that was there. Which is pretty cool. Which means that we're not actually going to have to worry about like the anime just randomly cutting off and stuff. It's so good. I haven't watched it personally either because I haven't had a chance to, but I've like, I keep seeing clips of it here and there and it's like, no, don't hit me with the spoilers. I don't want this. Fuck off. I want to get my stuff. I just want to be able to watch it myself. Leave me alone. I'm gonna have to go watch it specifically so that I can't be spoilered on it. Well, yeah, of course. That's how it is. Like when it comes down to like the actual like animes in general, and like production costs and stuff, of course it's gonna have to come down to like the amount of money that they'll make off of it. If it wasn't motivated by that, I'd be extremely surprised, especially considering how much money goes into. Oh, 100. Okay, so Fairy Tail 100 years. Okay, the 100-year quest for Fairy Tail isn't even done being written as a manga. Like they're not going to be able to go through and actually get the entire production cost going for it because the manga isn't even finished being done. So like even if we want to be able to go see like all of it done at once, it kind of gets a bit rough though at times because like the manga itself is good, don't get me wrong. There are some parts of it that do not as well as the first part of Fairy Tail, just because, well, you know, Fairy Tail. I do like how they ended up returning to Edalus though. That's nice. It's cute. It's nice. Being able to see them actually go back and see Edalus's progression after everything that happened. It's so good. As One Piece supposed to even finish, by the way. So, after 1,100 and something episodes, we have one season done. So theoretically speaking, One Piece should be done in another 1,000 years. Yeah, honestly, it'll probably be one of those days where, like, if Shonen Jump dies, then yeah, probably. You're not wrong. Like, at this point, they make so much money off of One Piece that there's no way that they'll ever end up ending it. Because there's just so much money in the actual, like, production value of the anime and or the manga that, like, at this point, there's no point in them ending it because why would they? Take a break before season 2. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna... I don't know if they're... Yeah, I think they're gonna... I'm not sure. I have no idea. But I don't think they're ever gonna end the One Piece. Generally. They do have another series coming out, though, that is gonna have all of the filler removed, and it's gonna be a lot more condensed, so it'll be a lot faster paced. Called The One Piece, which is gonna be cool to see. Which is probably gonna be what I ended up watching, just so that I can keep up with the actual, like, anime and stuff, because like otherwise man, I can't do it again. I can't go through all of One Piece again. Other big three shonens wouldn't have been my guess. I mean, to be fair, Naruto ended because they had to, like, the manga itself ended. The fucking Bleach is ending mostly because it doesn't, like, it appeals to a niche audience, so it's not necessarily to, yes, I'm saying niche, because it's the easiest way to explain it. Bleach appeals to a much nicher audience than, like, the other big three, and then you've got fucking Dragon Ball, which is still going, by the way. Dragon Ball has not ended. So it's between at this point it's between Dragon Ball and One Piece, but it's likely to be One Piece that'll end up outlasting Dragon Ball, though, unfortunately. I'm gonna pass away before I find out what the One Piece actually is, rather than just theories. Well, I think the whole joke here is that we're not actually supposed to find out what the One Piece is. They're running, I think the most popular theory currently, just generally speaking, is the One Piece is genuinely just the journey itself, which is actually kind of cool as, like, an overall arching idea. I hope that's what it is, but also I feel like that'd be kind of too cheesy. Watching for Fight of the Week anyway. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. That's usually what it is. That One Piece was friends with, yeah. No, I'm actually not sure if it is Kelshi. I don't really follow Shonen Jump, actually. Like, the company itself, or whatever it is, or the publication, or whatever Shonen Jump is, I don't follow that. So I don't really know much about it, unfortunately. I've heard that and that Luffy is genuinely the One Piece, which is a weird theory to me. No, actually, it's not, considering that Luffy is the reincarnation of a god. It's not too surprising, actually. I can't remember the name of the god, but yeah, he's a reincarnation of the god. Just straight up. Like, jokes aside. Yeah. Now, the whole thing is that, him being the One Piece wouldn't actually be too surprising, considering that I think his father had ties to what's his face? But yeah. I cannot remember. I don't know, Blackbeard? Whatever the Pirate King was, like, his name, Pirate King. It was weird because Phil said he buried it. Well, see, the thing is that expecting a pirate not to lie about where their treasure is like expecting the sun not to give off light. At that point. Like, if I'm gonna be real with you, like, genuinely, when it comes down to this kind of stuff, it really is one of those things where, like, genuinely speaking, just expect the pirates to lie about where their treasure is. It also throws people off and makes them think that whatever they find might not actually be the One Piece. Dragon has ties to Joybay? No. Goldie Roger's son, right? No, I'm not sure. I just know that they had ties to the Pirate King. That's all I know. Is that the Luffy's father had ties to the Pirate King. That's about all I got in terms of that. Past that, what their names are and everything else, I'm not entirely sure. Gonna be honest with you, it's been way too long since I've done any kind of research into One Piece. Way too long. Dragon is Garp's son. Oh, Garp. Oh, Garp. You're talking about the Admiral, right? Yeah, the Admiral Garp, I believe. The guy that's like not like any other Admiral, but still an Admiral for some reason. Because they can't like nerf him for some reason. They can't take him out of his position because he's just too good at what he does. I don't even know Dragon Garp or Golas. We're talking about characters specifically that were a couple of like two of them are Pirate Kings, and then another one is one of the admirals, a part of the Navy, which is Luffy's uncle, not his grandfather, his uncle. Yeah, maybe the lore might just be a little confusing here. I don't know how little that means to me, literally. Well, you see, that's because it's you, Kelsey. I'm trying to explain it here the best I can. But you also haven't seen One Piece, so it's fair enough. Okay, to be fair, I don't even know the main crew. I know more about the supporting characters than I do the main crew, by the way. We might as well leave here, because the time that we're spending in this might not be worth it. At this point, Kelsey should watch the live action. I'll catch. So, here's the thing. Kelsey and I both have a thing when it comes to live actions that we will not touch them. So the reason why I have a deep hatred of touching live actions is because I once tried to watch the live action of Brotherhood. Now, if you guys know anything about live actions and the Brotherhood, yeah. No. After that, I was just like, live actions have been written off permanently. Yeah, yeah, it's the same thing for the live action version of what is it called? Avatar: The Last Airbender. The live action for Avatar: The Last Airbender is like an absolute fucking mistake. It's so bad. It's so bad. They're still producing it, by the way, and like I have yet to see an actual decent like thing come out of that live action. It's terrifying. There's a reason why when it comes to live actions though, that a lot of people when they hear live action, they tend to like flinch, because like Netflix and like a lot of other production companies have like ruined the name for live actions like entirely. There is nothing that could like convince anyone that live actions are worth it anymore. It's really bad. Dragon Ball live action movie is the worst adaptation. Well, yeah, live actions are usually the worst adaptations. Now, see, I would say that, but there are a couple live actions that are done, like live action anime movies that were done in China that are actually really good. But that's also because China happens to be like beyond goated at, for some reason, they're just like insanely goated at doing live actions for like anime style movies and stuff. And if you guys understand what I mean, you've probably seen one of their movies. It's so fucking cool. I really would like a Warframe film at some point. Warframe, the problem is that Warframe's lore Warframe's lore changes enough to where if they were to make a live action film, they would have to remake it in another year or two after they've made it, because of just how often they retcon things or how much they change different information or other things like that, where it's just, why are we going to Maru's Bazaar? Why are we going to Maru's Bazaar? What is the reasoning here? What's going on? Here, actually, I'm just gonna do this. It's curious. Hold on. Actually, that's a good point. I should probably go through and bend all my stuff into endo really quick, actually, speaking of which. Let me go to Maru's! Burn the endo! I don't think Warframe movie would ever make sense. Yeah, that too. Like, it'd be one of those ones where they would have to focus on the side characters, or they would have to like focus on something that wouldn't be focused on the main Warframes, mainly due to the fact of how Warframe's lore is, because a lot of the stuff that we see is mostly meant to be shrouded in mystery. It's not meant to be explained, and a movie would probably give us too much information. And what I mean by that is that there's a lot of stuff that's still up to debate, unfortunately. Let alone would they try to answer how mods and potatoes are applied. I don't even think they would even have that in the movie. They would just ignore that entirely. Like, if I'm gonna be honest with you, that would just be a part that would just be like Shh, ignore it. Don't even worry about it. You don't need the worry. This is just gonna be one of those ones that you're just gonna have to be okay with not having in the movie. Just shh, shh, it's okay. To attract other than that are fans of Warframe, just an action movie akin to gameplay. Pretty much, yeah. And not to mention the fact that Warframes don't talk. Except for Umbra. Well, I guess there's Umbra, then there's a Stalker, and then there's a couple others that do talk, but like, the main Warframes don't talk. And what are they gonna do? Make a Warframe where you have the operator walking around? Then which operator? Are you gonna do the Drifter or the regular operator? An Umbra movie following Umbra's storyline and like his history before he turned into the Warframe would be so fucking peak though. It'd be really cool. It'd be a pretty good introduction to what the Orkin were like back then as well. Umbra would never fucking talk. I mean, I'm talking about before he became a Warframe. He doesn't really talk per se, but he does make a noise every once in a while. But it's one of those ones where like, I'm not entirely sure if it would work, and it would have to be animated. It would not be able to be live action. And the reason I say this is because there's no good way to make a live action version of Warframe. You can't even make a live action version of Call of Duty. What are they gonna do for Warframe? He's more manipulating grunts and screams. This is true. This is true. Well, I mean, he does technically talk to us though, when he tends to like tell us that he's gonna kill us. Reminds me of a Doom guy. Actually, you're not wrong. He pretty much is a constant though. You're not wrong. Okay, but like for now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and end stream here just for now because I want to get more editing done and stuff. Because I mainly want to go through and see if I can get a bunch of videos done for when I'm gone. I already have a bunch of stuff scheduled out, so I've got a bunch of videos and stuff already scheduled out for the YouTube and TikTok and whatnot. But I want to be able to go through and finish it all off, so I've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday cleared off, and maybe a bit more into the week, next week as well, just so I can be done there. So I'm gonna go end stream here for now. I will be live tomorrow and or the day after, whichever one ends up happening. Really depends on what's happening here. But I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your nights, and I'll see you guys later, okay? And if you guys have any questions or would like to talk or just bug me about stuff, feel free to add me in the Discord. I'm awake at most hours, usually. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your nights, and I'll talk to you guys later, okay? Good night, guys, and please get some sleep. And actually go see a doctor if you guys need to, please. It's important. Yeah, see you guys soon. Ta-da!